Matt.
Hello and welcome to the Computer Game Show. My name's David Turner. I'm here with Sean Bell,
Hello.
Matt Murray,
You alright?
and James Farley's back. Hi, James.
Hello.
How you doing?
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good.
Good. We'll start the show as we usually start the show by thanking our Patreon producers this month. They are Aaron Patrick, the QuickBooks chap, Simon Nelson, Moomin Biscuit, Trans Rights are Human Rights, Dave Ernsberger, Colin Brown, Gasman, Rocketman76, Smooth Monkey, Richard Sawyer, John Tempelli, Jackie Sniper, Sam Higton, Tom S, Stan, Philip with an F, Fred Fenge, Steve the Nuke Littler, Cutty, Happy Birthday TCG.
Sorry, this Cutty thing, right? It bothered me while I was away because I think you're
What do you
wrong.
mean? What's bothering you?
I think David was right, and it was Cutie. Actually,
Well, given that Cutty himself has
Cutty
told
has
us several
said
times
it's-
that it's Cutty.
yeah.
well,
it's
I don't
Cutty.
care because I've been calling him Cutie for weeks and weeks and
Yeah,
weeks on all of my
incorrectly,
streams, and he never corrected me.
Yeah, but that
So-
doesn't mean
James,
I'm
are you
wrong.
doing that thing again where you're wrong and no matter how much you'll prove that you're wrong, you just will not admit it?
I think he's just changed his mind.
Okay, happy birthday TCGS, love from Major PDD, hashtag TCGSCon24, and Steve Lee. Thank you so much for going full Nels. We really do appreciate it. You can help support the show by going to patreon.com/TCGS and signing up to one of the tiers. But, you know, it's not just supporting the show. You get a bonus show. We're recording that on Wednesday. I'm looking forward to that. You can sign up to hear us finally get round to Sonic versus Zonic, the Sonic Choose Your Own Adventure game. I'm looking forward to that. James made a good point, actually, Sean. Are there dice involved in this one?
I don't think so. I've not looked.
Right, because you might
haven't
have to be
looked?
the dungeon master. You might, rather than part of the
I need a
team.
second cam
Yeah,
just for the
you need,
dice.
you need a top-down cam. don't you?
yeah.
You need dice
we need
cam.
we need dice cam. Patreon.com/TCGS. Good to have you back, James. Welcome
Thank you.
back. How you feeling?
Pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good. It's nice to be back. That was sincere. I'm absolutely
you back.
sincere about that. It's it's nice to be
Well,
back.
let's start with feedback. Do you have any feedback on the
Yeah,
pod over the past?
I've got a
3
couple of
weeks?
things. But the thing is like the things I've got here, I can't remember which show it was in. I just wrote them down as I was listening to things.
That's
So
fine.
it's
I'm
like
not going to
Okay.
have a go at you.
No, that's fine.
That was 396, not 397. Actually, that's the
Okay.
sort of thing we would normally do. So
Yeah, no, don't worry about it.
So first of all, like Disco Elysium is miles better than Citizen Sleeper. Like it's not even close. Like it's a much
agree.
better game.
I said it was.
I know. But
Yeah,
it's-
actually,
it's-
Sean did say.
no,
it
it was,
was, yeah,
wasn't it Matt that was arguing that it wasn't. I
No,
can't
no,
remember.
I love both of them,
No.
but Disco Elysium was better, yeah.
Okay, that's never mind. Then also
we
we
So
had-
had.
you
all make
agreed with all of us on.
Don't worry, we all make mistakes. Come on, James.
Yeah.
I mean, these get worse actually as it goes on,
that
which
a
is
good
good. That was one of the good ones. So, also at one point, David, you said that I was the dodgiest of all of us. This was during the fake Lego chat. Like, I don't know where's that come from. What
Just
does that
all the
mean?
it's all the stuff that you know. You don't want to. You don't want me to talk about it on the pod.
I don't know what you're talking about. I genuinely don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
All right.
nervous
Sorry.
now.
Maybe I overstepped the mark by saying that on the pod. But
Oh,
I
come
won't
on.
bring it.
That's.
Come on, what?
I don't know what you're talking about. I genuinely don't.
Okay. Nor do I. Yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about either. It's fine. Don't worry
All
about
right.
it. I'm sorry.
All right.
All right.
Well,
fine.
Farley's definitely murdered someone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just didn't know if you wanted it said, and now it seems like I've overstepped a boundary. And you've okay. Sorry, James. I didn't want them to know. Yeah. Okay.
About the murder.
Well played. Well played. Then also the other thing you said on that show was you said James will be back. Sorry about that. At the end of the last show. What was
Yeah,
that
I
about?
mean,
This is a bit not very nice. Wasn't very happy about that.
It was just a joke.
Yeah, it's Not very nice.
I'm really sorry, James.
And then also the other thing was that I agree
I can't
with...
do it. I can't do it. I can't do
No,
it,
this
boys.
is
I
impossible.
can't do it.
This is
I
impossible.
cannot do it. I can't do it. I can't sit there. We said we were going to take it easy on you today's show, and I was going to like not have a go at you, and
Do you know,
let's
I
take it
wondered
easy,
why
man.
you were being so nice when I first came on here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is ridiculous.
It's a really that was a
ridiculous.
tough 5
I can't
minutes,
handle
frankly.
it.
Yeah, that
I
was
can't.
impossible.
It's not good to listen to. It's not good to be a part of.
Boring,
It's just
slow.
You said it because you know what, James? Right, one thing that I've been holding back on for a little while.
Oh, go on, go on.
A
Barrels
listener,
now.
a listener sent in percentages of appearances
Oh,
on the show.
come
throughout
on. This
several
is
weeks. Yeah.
ridiculous.
Your reaction to that in the WhatsApp group has stuck with me for about a week and a
Why?
half now.
It's because,
you had
okay,
a go at us.
I didn't have a go at you. I just said I didn't have
You
a
were
go
quite
at you.
clearly upset.
Yeah, because it's like somebody's gone through. They've worked out all the times I've been off the show out of context completely.
Wait, hang on. No, they've worked out all the
absolved
times
all of
everyone's
you.
been off the show. It was a
Yeah,
full...
yeah, not.
Yeah, but then
rounds.
all the times you've been off, they absolved you of all of that.
No, they
No,
took
they didn't.
paternity
They
leave into
showed it.
account. That was
Yeah,
it.
exactly. But you had paternity leave. I had family stuff that I had to deal with, and it's
I've
like
had
what's...
family stuff I've had to deal with.
Yeah,
We've
I've
all
Yeah,
had family
exactly.
stuff
And you
we've
had
to
time
deal
off.
with.
Exactly.
Look
and
at Matt's background.
Yeah, but I've fucking moved out.
Yeah,
you
James,
prick.
we've all had family stuff. We've all
You,
had
yeah,
time off.
Matt, you
but
didn't
none of
move
us-
house to a different
none of us
time zone.
have had as much
North
time
Leeds.
off as you.
None of us dipped down to the low 80%. Like that was consecutive years.
That's
And- but
nonsense,
the-
because if you look at the statistics, I was actually doing very well until we had to go back to China.
I don't think that's true, James. I think
It is true.
pretty
It's
much
true.
every year.
Have a look at it, Sean, and you'll see one year I had a very high percentage.
There
I'm
was.
gonna have
Did you
to-
read the full bit of feedback, Sean? Because there was one
Want me
really
to-
interesting
I'll
bit in
hang
it.
on,
'cause
I'll have to pull it because
I was looking at. I was
it out
looking
of
at
the doc because I sort of figured because James didn't seem to appreciate it, so I thought we probably won't use this on the show.
yeah, but then I just couldn't. I've been
here we
itching
are.
to talk about his reaction to it.
I think I want to actually produce this in a chart that we can put out on social.
Sorry,
'cause-
yeah, maybe we
a
haven't
t-shirt.
made this clear for the listeners. We are terrible at podcasting, right? So someone went through all the episodes of the podcast and counted when one of us was off. And they presented that as a percentage of how many shows you've been on for that year, right? The thing that weirded me out is that there was 2 years where Matt was on 100% of the shows.
Damn
But if you
straight.
read this, if you read the small text under it, it says, "I've just gone by show notes, so you know this might not be 100% accurate."
I mean,
and I was
but
thinking,
show
no
notes-
way would but no way do you write. Matt wasn't on the show this week in the show notes.
no, I would
there's
never
no way
mention
you have
myself.
been 100% on every show.
I mean, if
throughout
someone
a
else
year.
wants to put up more accurate
No,
stats,
I'd-
I'm happy for that.
I'd say that's probably accurate, actually, because Matt
Thank you.
very rarely is off. It doesn't happen
Well,
very
no,
often.
I mean,
Well,
interesting. So
I think there
year
was a bit
one-
where I was on a lot.
Year 1, 2016 to 17. I don't know if this is financial year or. Matt had the lowest attendance with 86%, whereas James was on 90.
Yeah, do you know why that
Wow.
was? That was
Go on.
because my house got broken into.
Fair
Oh,
enough.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
nicked all my podcasting equipment, the wankers.
Right, sorry.
Probably from Kane and Rince. That was never confirmed.
Families. Yeah. Okay. But yours isn't as important as James's time off. Go on. What you
Yeah.
say?
I'm
So
not saying that. Why?
That's
the
what you
fuck? How did I
said at
say
the start.
that?
2016,
Because you went,
17,
but
so
I've
James
had
and
family
I,
stuff.
Yeah, I was a victim of crime, James.
He was
that
a
not enough
victim
for you?
of crime.
Still in the
Go
same
on,
time
James
zone.
and I were we were joint bottom with 90%. 17 to 18, Matt 100%.
Damn straight.
And then it's me and Dave at 98 and 96 respectively. James 92. Shall I go through the whole lot or?
Yeah, why not? Why not? Let's just continue with this farce.
2018
Go
to
on.
19. It was Matt 98%, Dave 94, me 92, James 88.
What year was that?
Just going down.
What year
He's
was that?
getting
That's
comfortable.
18,
That was
19.
2018.
I think that might have been the
19.
year that you
That's
said
18, 19
something to me
season.
on a bus, James. I think that might have been the same year.
I don't remember that year. What happened that year?
Because you're barely on the show.
2019/20. 2020 was a great year. That was, Matt 100%,
Yes,
Dave
boy.
98, me 96, James 92.
Just
Okay, that's all right. Still
And
respectable.
yeah,
Still
pretty much
respectable.
carries on like that.
Well,
basically.
doesn't it drop to like 83% on 1 year?
It's
82.
82% on 2022 to /23.
What happened in that year? 28.
It couldn't be bothered
80%.
anymore.
That was when we had to go back for like 4 or 5 weeks because my
Although, to be
wife
fair,
hadn't
Matt-
seen her family for about 5 years.
You spent a
So
fucking
it's-
bomb on guests that year, James. Revenue was
Fair,
down
Matt,
massively.
same year, you were at 88%, mate.
Yeah,
So,
we know.
Oh, Matt.
Well, I think
it's
that
a
had
shame,
something
mate.
bad happened that year as well, boy, for me.
Oh,
It
yeah,
wasn't as
fair
bad
enough,
as James,
Matt, fair
obviously.
No,
I mean, I
fair
should point
enough,
out for a lot of this, I was suffering with chronic migraines as well. That was most of my absences. Was just like, yeah, I'm going to be sick, lads. Sorry. So that's, just
Anyway,
saying.
Matt.
great
Make
stats.
it all about you, Sean. Well done.
I'm not making it about
Um,
me. I'm just saying we've all got
We've all had issues.
going on.
Some of them more important than others.
Is it? I remember as well, James. Some of your excuses for not showing up was because Chelsea was playing that night.
No, that's not true. I never did that. I have
it
changed.
not?
No, I have
have
asked
done
to
that
change.
several
I've
times.
asked to change the show times because of that, but I've never actually just said, "Yeah, I'm not doing the show because I
Poor
want
old
to watch that."
Matt Murray editing the show at 4 a.m. because
Yeah.
James wanted to see Chelsea lose to Newcastle. Like,
I'm recording on a Tuesday. Yeah, great. I'll do an all-nighter, shall I?
is it
Now,
good to
now,
be
to be
back?
fair, right, Ryan in the chat, because I made this point on WhatsApp as well, and Ryan's just said, this is blatant attacks. James's streaming should be accounted in these stats. Now, to be fair, if we're talking about
That's true.
streaming,
Nah,
James
not in
is-
these stats. In the streaming stats, yeah, sure, but not in these ones.
I know, but if you gather all his viewers from his streaming stats, I mean, it's less
true.
than 10
Yeah,
minutes of an
yeah.
episode, isn't it? I think. James, is it good to be back? Have
Little
you
bit of
missed
banter.
this? Come on, there's a little bit of it that you like it.
A
Don't
little
you?
bit of banter.
That's wonderful. Yeah.
You're looking gorgeous tonight. This is, I think the break's done you
Yeah.
good. You look
New
hot.
year, new me.
You had a new trim?
Nope.
Oh.
No, that's
what
all.
about downstairs?
I got my
All
Yannick.
right.
Yeah,
I got my
yeah,
Yannick
the
on though,
bush.
so it may be because of that.
Yeah, it could be.
You got Yannick. You got the Yannick on.
Yeah, it's special
What's the
occasion,
rest?
isn't it? Coming back.
What's the rest of your feedback?
I mean, the only other thing was that I agree with Sean about this whole cozy and wholesome games thing. It drives me crazy, that whole thing. I agree that it's like, I should decide if I think something is that rather than being told this is this kind of game. It's irritating.
Is there another like? Well, I suppose action game doesn't really count. It's not the same sort of thing, is it? I don't know. Well, are you seeing it as like the equivalent of someone releasing a genre in a fun games category?
It does.
Like, is that
It feels
I'll
like that
decide
now.
if it's fun or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't got the same reaction to it. I just know, for the most part, I don't like cozy games. Like, there's not anything that sort of but then at the same time, I guess Power Wash Simulator was a cozy game for me. That was one.
I don't know,
that
it's
sort of
just-
thing.
But like, and thematically, there's nothing cozy
No.
about it, but it's hit a chord with people.
Yeah.
Is that a phrase? Hit a chord?
Yeah,
Hit
yeah,
a
yeah.
chord.
Struck a chord.
Struck
I
a
just
chord.
think for both
Hit
of
a
those
nerve.
terms, I just cringe as soon as I hear both of those terms. I don't like it.
That's interesting you've said that, James.
Okay, that's good.
Okay. All right. Okay. That's it from James's feedback. Let's hear from our listeners. They all loved it last week, did they?
Yeah, mostly. Hi, listeners from Cami. Hi, lads. It was mentioned on last week's show that every segment should have a musical sting. There was also some discussion that no one would like that, but I've ignored that part and made them all anyway. Please enjoy this audio imaging, and depending on the response from the audience, I either am or I'm not available for freelance production work from Cami.
Shall I play the intro for the feedback section?
Yes,
Please do.
please.
Listener feedback.
Honestly, Sean, play a real game.
Listener feedback.
I am a 13-year-old footballer.
Listener feedback. 1 hour and 26 minutes too far, dude. Listener feedback.
That game you like, complete and utter dog shit.
Listener feedback.
Oh, okay.
Thanks,
right.
Tommy.
That's
There'll be more of those as we go.
as we
more
go
then.
through. Okay. But what I like about that as well, not only is the sting absolutely brilliant, but the fact that Sean was holding his mobile up to the microphone, and you realise that where the fuck is the speaker bit in a phone these days?
Yeah,
Sort of
I thought it was on the
adjusted
bottom,
it
and then I was like,
to
no, it's
try-
way louder from the top of the screen now. I can't keep up, lads. It's,
I know. I'm the same. I wouldn't know where to hold it either. Okay. Have you got one for the tattoo bet? Because we've got that discussion coming up later.
Cammy, get to work.
Cammy, quick, you've got about an hour.
By the end of the podcast, we're going to know what tattoo Sean or James. Why do I keep saying Sean?
Sean is involved again.
I love
I
this.
keep
This
thinking
is
Sean's in it.
Sean, just get involved now. You might as well.
Matt,
Get a
James-
tattoo and just be like, well, Dave kept saying it was me, so
got to do it now.
got a spider web in my face now.
Sean, why have you got to go fast written on your knob? Okay, look, I'm just trying to make James's cough hasn't got any better than fucking hell.
So,
All right,
It's worse. I got a bit of a cold, but never mind.
Okay, bringing the energy. Should we get to the next bit of feedback?
yes, Colin. Hi all. I can't help but feel I may have had a hand in this Sean plays shit games story beat that seems to be bubbling up. Sean, play whatever the fuck you want, mate. I honestly can't talk. I've been playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and honestly, it's so bad I wish I was playing Blimpy's Big Adventure. Rebirth's playtime is massively inflated by cutscenes for every little thing, boring dialogue, and seemingly random, unexplained sections where you suddenly can't sprint and the game makes you walk really slowly. That's to force you to enjoy the environment, Colin. All right, stop moaning about it.
Also, Colin, I don't think you did have a hand to play in the Sean plays shit games thing. I don't know.
I can't remember what it was Colin said originally, but I definitely recall being attacked.
Oh right. Oh okay. Fair
Oh,
enough.
he was attacked, right? He was attacked.
Okay.
Yeah. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, good game. Right, Sharon, Yu
Well,
Suzuki.
Colin says it's shit, so
Yeah. How are you getting on with it, Matt? Have you finished
Um,
it yet, or
played
have
it
you
for a while now.
you
I've
given
had
up?
it for a
Haven't you?
while.
Yeah.
I'm giving up.
That's it.
I will come back to it. It's not a race. It's
Sean, that's it. It's done.
yeah, he's done.
obviously, you say every time,
on
and
the
I'll
shelf.
finish every time. So say what you want. Go
They
on.
don't.
I do. You never finish Elden Ring. You never finish Botany Manor.
I don't think I said that. Did I?
Yeah, pretty much did. Right, Yu Suzuki. Being a huge fan of the show, I have to admit to feeling a little bit hurt by the jibes last week about how April was a bit late to announce 2024 as the year of Shadow the Hedgehog. The truth is, we were going to announce it much earlier in the year to correspond with a certain Twitch stream of Sonic vs. Sonic, well, from Yu Suzuki in Japan.
Yeah, we've let him down there, to be fair.
Thanks, Yu Suzuki. Sorry about that.
He's
Yeah,
appealing
it's
at
our
the
fault.
moment,
It's what?
He's appealing at the moment.
He's being a son, is he?
Yeah.
Right.
He's got a nice new suit on. Is that what you said, James?
No, he's appealing his conviction. For
right,
the
okay.
yeah.
All
Well, good
right.
luck to him.
Next.
Good luck to him. Chris Ban, maybe Sega meant it's a tax year of Shadow. I don't. Chris, I don't.
That would make sense.
Is that
James,
related
are you
to
getting
the?
confused?
Is
Yeah,
that, oh, hang on.
I'm thinking. Are
Oh,
you
no, I'm
thinking of
thinking-
Yuji Naka?
I'm
Yes.
thinking Yuji Naka.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh, that's.
He's
that's
lost it.
unfortunate. That is
1
unfortunate.
month off. He's absolutely lost it.
Oh, James.
Yu Suzuki has not been involved in any
Yeah.
impropriety.
I
That we know
googled
of.
Yu Suzuki because I thought, is he thinking of Yuji Naka or is Yu Suzuki in trouble as well? James Farley, do you want to apologise now?
I will apologise completely for that.
the
That
estate
was
of
a
Yu
terrible,
Suzuki.
To his
terrible
family.
mistake. Yeah.
Next.
Ben Scientologist. Hello, lads. It's me, Ben/Scientologist, not a Scientologist. The one who recommended David a game which he claimed would have been on his GOTY list if he had played it at the time. I'm back with another game
right. Okay, can I
recommendation.
just say something? I'm never going to play one of Ben's recommendations ever again because I saw him in the chat when I was saying how much I enjoyed the rec, and he was like, "Yep, oh well, I'll have to send more recommendations in," and I'm like, "Nah, I'm never going to fucking go anywhere near one of your games." I'm so smug. Yes. Just enjoy the fact that I enjoyed the game you recommended, but you've brought it up like 8 times, Ben. You just, play it cool, mate. Play it cool.
Yeah, you bought the domain and everything.
Go on.
Ben continues. I'm back with another game recommendation that could make the TCGS shortlist for GOTY 2024, and that's Pepper Grinder, a 2D platformer where there is less jumping on platforms and more drilling through things and hopping to the next. Feels great in hand, has wonderful music, and short enough that even Matt Murray can finish it. I recently played a David Turner favourite, Yoki's Island Express, and while I don't think, like me, David will prefer Pepper Grinder, I'm not sure there's much in it. A little apples and oranges, different genres, but some similar vibes. There's a PS. PS. Tom Mori was an excellent guest, and I saw him smirk a few times. So I hope that's a good sign. He may come back again down the line.
We'll see. We will see. Now I know someone else that's played this Pepper Grinder. James, what do you reckon? Should I play it?
We probably should wait into what you've been playing, and I can
Okay,
explain what I
right.
think
Well,
of it.
that's coming up later, and
hook.
maybe Ben will have another hit on his hands. Next bit of feedback.
Aaron Patrick, the QuickBooks chat. May I bring up a concern? We all support and love Matt, thank you. Especially during this time, thank you. It appears that he has been tasked with reviewing/talking about a game that should immediately be a contender for GOTY, and even stake a claim in the greatest of all time GOAT conversation. While Matt won last year's GOTY, thank you, I'm worried it's a huge responsibility on his shoulders. Personally, I struggle to finish games these days, but I can confirm that after playing this game for 120 hours, Final Fantasy VII Remake, I think you might mean Rebirth, but Remake is a masterpiece. When I finished it, I had so many questions, theories, and emotions running through my head that I spent another 10 plus hours watching reaction videos. I genuinely can't stop thinking about this game. I love Sarah Dyer's deep dive, but this game deserves a follow-up at some point to cement how truly amazing it is. Will anyone else try it? It'll be tough for Matt to convince 3 of you, especially with Helldivers 2 having seemingly taken an early lead for contention, but I promise you this game deserves a serious seat at the table for GOTY, and maybe it's time to talk about a GOAT show. Thank you for all your amazing work. P.S. My offer to provide gear and expertise for the next TCGS con is still available.
Rebirth is not getting anywhere near the game of the year.
Have you been playing it?
No, I've not played it. I just don't like it.
What's this based on, James?
I just decided I don't like it, and so yeah.
Maybe play Remake first before you comment on some bullshit.
Well, this
you
is
don't know
just
anything
it because
about.
A, you don't have a PS5. B, if I did, I've got to play Remake first. Who's got the time? It's not.
Plenty
It's
of
not
time.
in
Not
days.
much happens in
Zero interest, I
Remake.
assume.
It's pretty straight. You could probably sum up the story of Remake in about 12 seconds.
Okay.
Add some cliche characters in there and a talking
Fuck
cat.
off.
And you, and you golden. Yeah.
It's great. James, I reckon you'll love it, James.
I don't think I will though. That's the problem.
What's that based
No,
on?
I'm pretty convinced.
The
he won't.
fact that I've tried so many times to play Final Fantasy VII and got fed up with it every
It's totally
time.
different.
Oh
This
yeah,
is like- this is-
because even like I enjoyed what I played of Remake. I think the original has aged really badly, and people hate me for it. But yeah, it's night and day. Like they're
yeah,
very
it's so
games.
different, James. Come on.
Does it involve a lot of grinding?
There was a fair
I
bit
think
of
I
grinding.
played through the game. I mean, I didn't have to go back to other areas and grind up. I just played through the game, and that was enough. Just
Yeah,
get
but
played,
but
James.
playing through the game sends you back through the old areas again,
gonna say,
fighting
isn't there
similar
loads of
enemies.
backtracking?
It's a big
I
part
mean,
of the game.
yes, I admit, like chapter 15 or 16, we have to go back through the sewers was a low point in my career.
Yeah,
But
actually, I mean, yeah.
great game.
And then you've got to
James.
get all those fucking orbs and shit. I don't know, man. Right, okay, next.
Anyway, but yeah, right. VW Punk. I started as usual listening to the audio feed in the car on the drive home from work, and I could swear that Tom Mori was actually Adam Capone doing a bit. I kept thinking, he's really keen about this Tom Mori bit. He's even done loads of research. After 28 minutes, I arrived home and stopped listening, ready to pick it up again for tomorrow morning's drive into the office. However, because Adam's Tom impersonation was so convincing, I started to doubt myself. So I went to YouTube video feed to check and erase my suspicions, and lo and behold, it's actually Tom Mori. And keep up the great work, lads, especially y'all. I appreciate y'all even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
Next
yeah,
bit of feedback?
Fine. Mr. Lawrence Edward Go. This
Sorry,
is a
just to explain for the people watching live, we said we weren't going to read that one out.
So yeah, I don't know why it's
Sorry,
still in the doc.
I thought I deleted it.
Yeah.
Apologies.
It's fine. Yeah, I just read. Sorry. Anyway, Mr. Lawrence Edward Go. This is a cease and desist from Mr. Shane Bell on behalf of the Lego Group PLC. Mr. Ball must halt his use of the Lego brand in relation to inferior facsimile
Who's Mr.
brick.
Ball?
Well, if you
Shane
read the-
Ball.
It's a little
Yeah.
joke.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
It's a little
okay.
joke, mate.
Oh, yeah, I get it. Yeah, okay.
Well, if you'd
It's
listen
very,
to the start,
very clever. Yeah, cool.
Okay.
Mr. Ball must. Should we start again? Mr. Lawrence Edward Go. This is a cease and desist for Mr. Shane Ball on behalf of the Lego Group PLC. Mr. Ball must halt his use of the Lego brand in relation to inferior facsimile brick building kits. Lego sets only use high quality ABS plastics for Lego bricks and includes exclusive Lego minifigures. Associating our Lego brand with a deficient knockoff sets that use lower quality plastics molded by underpaid Chinese labourers is offensive to our brand and besmirches a high reputation that the Lego Group serves to maintain. Also, these sets do steal and profit of designs that Lego set designers have put time and effort into creating. Mr. Ball must cease this mislabeling immediately. Yours sincerely, Lawrence.
So this Thursday I'll be building a not Lego set on stream. Why am I the one getting in trouble for all the knockoff Lego stuff?
'Cause it is
Dave
naughty.
started it.
No, my 5-year-old son started it, and I think he's too young to be prosecuted, so it's fine.
Is he placing the orders himself, Dave?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, I mean, he's using
Pretty
his own
much.
money.
Yeah, but he's also not
So-
doing it for content, is he? Which is
That we know of.
Well, no, it's actually anything. If anything, I think that's a better justification.
Only
Profiteering off
because
that.
you can fucking write it off as a tax. Shut up, Sean, you twat. Go on.
Okay, Knickerbocker Jamie. Just a quick note to say I've been.
What? No, you-
We're just moving on. Okay.
I belatedly
I mean,
played
to be fair,
as...
you all profit from the I can not do it if you want.
Oh, yeah, I think we can live without the 26p. We'll get that. Go on.
Well, I'll keep it myself then. Do you know what? I got this. Isn't like knockoff Lego. This was. I'm showing it on the camera. Sorry, everyone listening to
Yeah,
the
no.
podcast. Got a little robot mech from Temu.com because I was ordering some other stuff. It's fucking awful.
Oh,
It's
mate,
like-
everything from Temu's shit, isn't it?
Yeah, I need to just stop. It's fucking.
Yeah,
useless.
Joe will get a package once every couple of months, and it is filled with shit.
Yeah.
I can
It's
tell
just
you
it's it's like the design of it like just doesn't make sense. There's like major bits where like the fucking top half of the entire thing connects to the bottom half of the entire thing, and it's like one stud holding it together. And guess what? Just falls apart all the time. So yeah,
I was.
buy official Lego only.
It really
It's the
reminds me
best.
of TikTok Shop is like very similar, right?
Yeah.
It's same sort of shit, but it's usually that you scroll through and there's so many of these videos now of people that are earning money from driving sales to TikTok Shop. And like one of them I saw the other day, it reminds me of Price Drop TV. Do you remember Price Drop TV?
Yeah, this is
Where
totally
they had
what this is.
to sell
Yeah.
50 things and they couldn't stop until. And I've told the story a million times when me and my mate put it on at 1 a.m. after being out in a nightclub and watched someone trying to sell an iron for 30 minutes. And in the 29th minute, she just stared at the camera and went, "Iron?" Like that. She just completely run out of anything to say about the fucking thing. Well, it's like today I was scrolling through TikTok and there was someone with like this scrubber and it was on a pole and it was like they were selling it as a car cleaning thing. This is the viral car cleaning broom. Look at this. And he just went, "Look, I could do the whole roof. This is just so easy." And I just thought, it's a broom on a stick.
Yeah, but this is where like TikTok's going, isn't it? Because they're moving it like even more towards selling as being because that's how the Chinese version works. It's entirely mostly just selling
Moving
now.
towards there, James. It is, I would say, 60% of the videos on there as you scroll through are TikTok Shop videos. It's insane.
But do you get products like the ones that I sent you in the videos while I was in China? Because they were
What
were
was
brilliant.
that?
You know, the things
can't
like the
remember.
lighters that you could use to like fend off dogs and stuff like that.
No, they don't sell weapons on there
No,
yet.
because
but-
it's not viral.
No, it's not viral enough yet. But oh my god, it's just it does my nutting. Does my nutting. Where were we? What were we talking about?
Knickerbocker Jamie is where we were.
That's right.
Just a quick note to say I belatedly played As Dusk Falls the other day after you lot have been singing its praises so highly for years now, and it was excellent. It felt like an interactive series of Fargo, so tense, and every decision you made really mattered. So thanks for the recommendation. I'd love to see another game of the same type from Interior Night, the developers. And for a recommendation in kind, following on from last week's chat about Botany Manor and first-person puzzlers, the Talos Principle 2 is absolutely superb. The best game of its type I played since The Witness, and all without the controversial creator, I think. So anyway, Sean, I'm sure would absolutely dig it. Plus, there are loads of guides available online, so Matt could have a go too. Much love from Jamie. Yeah, I remember that reviewing really, really well at the time when it came out.
I believe it's great on deck as well, which I think would be absolutely perfect for it. I never played the first one. I gather that's not much of a barrier, though. I think the story's meant to be genuinely good, but I think you can just watch a recap and go from there. So yeah, at some point, definitely very keen.
Add it to
Nice.
the list. Pete Pot. Oh, okay.
Hold on, before we move on, I've got to say, if you've not, like, it's really funny. I've had a few people in my office that are getting like Xbox Series S's or whatever with Game Pass. Or you got any ideas of what I should play? They don't play video games. I've always said just play As Dusk Falls. It's like an interactive movie, really. And I don't think any of them have, but like it's my go-to recommendation on that because my word, that game was so good. Like it still sticks in the head, and I'm pretty sure there'll be As Dusk Falls 2 announced this year. Like I'm pretty confident that's coming. Like if not by the end of the year, then next year. They teased it at the end of the first one, so it's definitely coming.
Yeah,
but
I'll
I
love
can't
to
wait to
another
play
one.
that
That's great.
for sure.
P-Pop, I was just listening back to your Gotti 2021, and I believe I made a gross oversight in my list of game categories Sean isn't allowed to play. I would like to add pirate-themed games, noted as an addendum to avoid ever having to hear about Sea of Thieves again. Dave, Matt, James, you're welcome. Ta-ra.
I haven't talked about Sea of Thieves for ages.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I don't remember you.
Yeah, it's all
talking
skull and
about it.
bones these days,
Yeah.
isn't it, Sean?
That's true. Yeah,
That's a new obsession.
yeah. What
That came out, didn't it?
It did. That exists. You can go out and buy that for £70.
I'm waiting
Right,
for a
okay,
Netflix
no one
show.
look. Right.
I mean, the last time I remember you talking about Sea of Thieves was when you were excited for the Jack Sparrow DLC.
Definitely
Have
talked
a-
about it since.
The Skull and
About the
Bones
Monkey Island stuff.
Metacritic from Critic Reviews. What would you guess?
77.
Yeah, I was gonna say 68 or something.
So I was going to say 68.
Say 69. Sean.
Okay. Ooh, saucy.
59.
Fucking hell.
Okay.
I mean,
dear.
yeah, because obviously I didn't like the beta, but then I was like, well, I've not even played up to actually getting a proper ship and stuff. Maybe it gets really good. Who knows?
It's quite telling though, because the PC version's 58, the PS5's 59, and the Xbox, because they haven't got much else to play, it's 63. Okay.
Okay, Ian, Fallout 76. In last week's show, while talking about the TV series Fallout, David threw one of his...
Sake.
Yeah.
Okay, I know what this is about. Go on.
In last week's show, while talking about the TV series Fallout, David threw one of his hissy fits and said something along the lines of, I hate it when you look at the episode and it's 76 minutes long, like episode 1 was. Your guest, who was clearly embarrassed at this childish display of hubris and stupidity, did his best to alleviate the stress by suggesting maybe it was a tribute to the game Fallout 76. Like a dog being shown a magic trick, David paused and went, yeah, probably, in his gruff Cockney voice. I watched Fallout Episode 1 today and I'm raging. It's not 76 minutes, not even close. Yes, if you include a 15-minute season trailer tacked at the end, it nudges 75 minutes. However, if you ignore that, like any sane person, stop the show at the end of the episode, it lasts 1 hour, 7 minutes and 25 seconds. I can't wait for James to come back, as it seems to be the only person with big enough balls to stand up to this bullshit and tyranny. From Ian.
I mean, first off, it was me that made the joke about it being a nod to
I
Fallout
thought that.
76.
Was it a joke?
Yeah. You
Okay.
can hear us laughing. You can see us laughing on the cameras on the screen.
Right.
I was thinking about
In
something
my
else.
Okay.
in my defense, right? I said I hate it when you look at an episode and it's 76 minutes long. Right? How was I supposed to know the last 15 minutes was a trailer for the rest of the
I
series?
don't think it's the last 15 minutes anyway. I think
It's not. But
Oh,
let's not
don't
do
say
this.
that. Oh,
Maybe
God,
I'll-
Ian's
Yeah,
Ian's gonna.
when
The
there's
group
not-
chat tomorrow.
is
gonna
it
be
is it
hard
just when it's
work.
76 minutes, or if it's like 77, 75? Does it make a difference? Is it just 76 that makes you angry?
No, why would it just be 76?
Because you said I
that's a
hate it
weird
when I
question.
see it says 76 minutes, and I
Yeah,
was
but
wondering.
clearly it
I
just
s-
means when it's much longer than a
when
normal
it's long.
episode.
Yeah.
Okay, no, just wanted to clarify that. Yeah.
All right.
Well, that's not
Good to have you
okay.
back, James. Really good to have you back. It's great for the show.
Ben from Oregon has messaged
Do you know
us.
I've got blood pressure problems and I need to check my blood
Hey, me
pressure
too.
twice a day, right? I did that for 2 weeks. I'm doing that for 2 weeks. My blood pressure today was the worst it's been for a week, and I can only what's happened today that hasn't happened for fucking ages. Mm. Just ignoring it, like just swinging. James, you're on a fucking audio podcast. Can we just right? Okay.
Who can hear you swigging that water? Right. Ben from Oregon.
Red Bull. But yeah.
I had a really nice time playing Botany Manor. The puzzle difficulty was just right, lovely sound and music, and the contextual story was well delivered. I also thought the environment was especially thought out and realised with nice shortcuts opening as the game progressed. So I was very surprised that Dave did not get on with it. As James's best friend, I thought he'd be well versed in traversing a massive stately home, as I'm sure he's been a guest at his place before. Also, I'm a big fan of Tom Murray and his great podcast. Looking forward to having him on the pod again. Love you lots. Cheers, Ben from Oregon. Yeah, I can't believe you didn't like it either, Dave. Yeah, I presume you didn't even bother in and go back.
It's just not very. No, God, no. I deleted it by the time the podcast started recording last week. I really just hot. It was just, I don't know. There was, I did the puzzle with the flower that grows in lightning.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
And I thought, oh, that's quite clever. That's pretty cool. I could piece it all together. And then the next step, it was just like, oh, I just don't give a shit anymore. And then the letters I was reading was just pissing me off. Every fucking letter about.
Are they pissing you off?
The one where it's like, oh, the stairs are broken. Goodbye.
That was
It's
bad.
like,
That one was bad.
Yeah, and I think it was after that when I read the fucking poem where it was like, the day it was created is the key. I was like, shut up, that's not a poem. It's like, what's the context there? Why would you have that in any other situation on the wall?
It was the olden days. They didn't have telly, Dave.
Yeah, it was just, you know,
Poems on the walls.
yeah,
and
to
deal
celebrate
with
the
it.
building.
About codes and yeah, I don't know. It's just I thought it was really I just thought it was really naff.
It's a real shame. Anyway, that is it for feedback. Go to tcgs.co/dear tcgs. Leave your feedback.
Okay, well he's back.
And now it's time for the news with James Farley.
I like that. That was good. Anyway, Take-Two are laying off 5% of their staff.
Now that's an awkward tonal shift.
It
Yeah,
is,
brilliant.
yeah.
Cam,
Well
show
done
us
for
like
making
a
us
single,
laugh and then slapping us
intro.
over the face with that.
Cammy,
Yeah.
Cammy, in the future, can you make a sad one and a neutral one and a happy one?
Like the end of EastEnders.
Well, and then we know which one to play, depending on the story.
No, this is out of all the colours. It's a very sad news story. Go on.
Yeah, so approximately 580 people are being laid off, and this is the third time that Take-Two have announced doing this since February 2023.
Wow,
And,
third time.
Yeah, it's and they've posted like net losses now for 7 straight quarters, and the last time that they published like a net profit was before they purchased Zynga, and since then things have not been. But I guess they're waiting for GTA, aren't they?
They went for
That's the
GTA,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah, as being the big
So even
thing.
with like 20 million copies per month being bought of GTA 5 still somehow, like they're still, still in dire straits. It's sad. Yeah, I mean, obviously this isn't new. It's like yet another huge publisher making these cuts. Yeah, it's bad, isn't it? The industry's bad.
And then also, I mean, Embracer is also decided to split up into 3 different companies now.
Oh, this is so weird.
Yeah, this is. Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
So you got they're having the Asmodee group, and then we've got the Coffee Stain and Friends group, and then the Middle Earth Enterprises and Friends. So they're the.
Were these names made up by the people that work at Discord?
Well, no, I mean Coffee Stain is because that's one of the publishers, isn't it? Or not publisher, one of the developers. So it's one of those.
Yeah, the whole and friends thing.
Yeah. It's not working for me.
So the Asmodee one is going to be what is it? This is tabletop game publishing. That's what that one's going to be.
Right.
Coffee Stain and Friends is a focus on indie and A and AA premium and free to play games, and then Middle Earth is obviously for the Lord of the Rings and Tomb Raider for some reason.
And Tomb Raider, yes.
Yeah.
Very similar brands.
Yeah. So that's.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I haven't looked into why it's good for them to split into 3. I guess if you split into 3, there's like less focus on one company, and I don't know. I don't know. Like they don't have to make huge changes in one company, whereas they can do it in little departments. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the thinking is behind splitting into 3 different groups. Really, I mean, I guess each of the groups are then focus on a particular type of game or certain platforms. So maybe
Is
that's
it just because
good?
the Embracer name is fucking Poison now?
Yeah.
I mean, it could be that.
Is
as well.
this so they can, inverted commas, rationalise things further, but then it's from 3 different divisions rather than from one, so it doesn't
I don't
sound
know.
as
I
bad.
don't know. Ubisoft are still a thing, aren't they? So it's. I just think I don't know. I don't know the reason behind it. There's probably tax breaks somewhere. I doubt.
No,
I doubt
actually,
it's
there's
that they're
loads of-
worried
there's
about
loads- actually,
solid.
There's
the
loads of
name.
reasons at the bottom.
Okay.
Yeah, James, if you go to the board directors bit, if it says over there why they're doing it.
Well, it's their. It's what they're saying.
their view
is
of
the
it,
reason.
yeah.
Yeah. It's. Go on.
Do you want me to read the whole thing? I
Is
mean,
it really interesting?
no.
But no,
All right. Let's move on to the next bit of feedback then. Next news. What are we doing? Computer game.
Well, there was a Nintendo Indie World Showcase last week. Was it last week or was it this week? I've forgotten.
it was
now.
last week.
It was
today's
last week.
Monday.
Yeah, okay. Yes, today is Monday.
I didn't watch this.
I didn't watch it either. But I have.
Sorry,
like,
Dave, did you just miss Matt completely obliterating James?
I did actually. Yeah, I did, but I actually missed that. I look forward to reading. Reading? I look forward
What
to
is
listening about.
happening tonight?
I don't know. I don't know actually. I don't know.
I think that one bit of feedback has fucked us. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Where are
So
we?
we had a whole bunch of games were announced here. I didn't see this, but did anyone else watch it?
Yes.
You watched it, didn't you, Sean?
It was quite good. SteamWorld Heist 2 got announced. I'm really fucking excited about that. SteamWorld Heist is one of my favourite turn-based strategy games. Yeah, absolutely thrilled that they're doing a new one. There was, what else was there? I mean, I say it was good. I'm looking through the list now, and I'm like, oh, what were
Teenage
a lot of these-
Mutant Ninja Turtles game that looks a little bit like Hades.
Yeah, fine.
But I think that was an iOS game, wasn't it? That
It
they
was,
just
yeah,
ported across.
originally.
There's a couple of those, wasn't there? Because there was it Stitch as well?
Yeah,
which
that was
was
an
really
iPad
nice
game.
to be fair. But yeah, that's apparently was
Yeah,
on
Stitch
iOS for
looked really
a
nice.
couple of years. There was a release date for Lorelei and the Laser Eyes, which is the new one from fuck me, what? Oh god, I've forgotten what completely. Simogo.
Okay, yeah,
who
right.
did loads of excellent mobile games, and then they also did Sayonara Wild Hearts, which I really liked. I don't think any of you.
Yeah,
did,
I liked
is
it.
that
Yeah,
correct?
it was
No.
short and sweet. Good. Yeah.
No, that was the dance sort of
Neon
match
so
game,
was the-
wasn't it?
yeah.
or racy one. Yeah.
Everyone loved it. I couldn't stand it, and it really felt like I was missing out on something. Yeah, it was very.
It's to be
popular
fair,
game,
if you
but-
if you're not getting on with the music,
yeah, I
and
hate
it's
the
not. I
music.
mean, it's not the sort of thing I would normally like, but I was. Yeah, but if you can't get on with it, then that's just going to completely murder it for you. To be fair.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, there's another trailer for Animal Well, which looks amazing. Looking forward to that. That is out on the 9th of May. I mean, another Crab's Treasure is coming to Switch, which I think we already knew.
Do you know what? When I saw this, I don't know why, but my brain immediately went to Mr. Crab, and I thought, is this something to do with that? But it wasn't.
Game.
Yeah,
Absolute classic.
yeah, it was.
I like the look of it. It's like it's a Souls-like, but it's not miserable. Imagine that. It's
I mean,
just
it
like-
looks,
quite-
looks well
quite good fun.
SpongeBob, doesn't it?
It does look very SpongeBob. It's coming to Game Pass though, so it's another one of those where it's like, well, thanks Nintendo for the trailer, but
Thanks for no
Yeah,
thanks.
I'll play on that.
never
There's
mind.
that cat game where you walk about as a cat again. That seems.
Oh, Little Kitty, Big City.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That
That looks like it's trying to be a little bit Untitled Goose Game. Do you think?
Yeah, I know what
You
mean.
get that sort of vibe from it? That open
Yeah,
world,
yeah,
you
yeah.
play as a cat and you got to do shit.
There was also a trailer for Cat Quest 3, which I'll be talking about Cat Quest 2 in a little bit.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, looked
I
decent.
thought this description for this Refined Self, the personality test game, looked interesting.
Oh yeah.
Which is, it's like a exploration game, but
Mm-hmm.
it's all about like taking tests and things to determine your psyche or whatever. They're quite interesting.
All right.
But yeah,
We also got a new like Shim is coming out this year, which is like the
Yes.
shadow jumpy one, which looks great. When that first got shown off, God knows, a year or two ago. That's out this year now, isn't it?
Yeah. Looking forward to that.
Yeah,
So it's
that
decent.
looks really clever.
Overall, there's
I
stuff
mean,
I didn't care about.
Okay, but nothing
No,
to really get you
um,
excited, is there, at this point?
And obviously, the usual people were like, "Oh, we're going to see Silk Song. It's been rated by Which country
Yeah,
was it
that's
in?
what
It's
I'm
had
getting close. But
yeah.
I love it when you say the usual people, and by that you mean Matt Murray, because that's what he said in the WhatsApp group before the thing.
it's just like, well, all the ratings are coming, but then yeah.
Here's what happens.
No, but Matt's
Nintendo
not, Matt
announced...
will say that, but then Matt won't get upset when it doesn't show up. People who are like,
Listeners,
why isn't it here? Like, yeah.
Wait, did you
bizarre.
play Silk Song, Matt?
No.
No, not Silk Song. The
Hollow Knight.
Hollow
Yeah,
Knight,
Hollow Knight.
or whatever it was.
did not.
Then why are you so obsessed with the Silk Songs?
I know. I was just like, for
'Cause it's an event.
all the I'm not obsessed. All the ratings came out, so I
It's-
thought
it's
maybe
like-
it's time.
Here's
It's
what
like
happens.
the
We've had
Splinter
this
Cell thing. It's the same as
here's what happens. There's been the conversation that's been happening between the four of us repeatedly for years now. Nintendo announced a video conference thing. Matt brings up Silk Song. We point out that it's more likely to be a Microsoft one. Matt acts really surprised by that and can't believe we think that. We point out the fact that they showed it off last, so it looks like they've bought it for Game Pass.
and it
pretty
is, yeah,
much.
it's a Game Pass game here.
And then Matt sort of just goes on, talks about something else for a bit. Hopefully
Yeah.
doesn't. We don't go back to it.
And then we'll see it at the next
Repeat.
conference.
Okay. All right.
So yeah, I mean, as I said, I didn't see this, but I mean, there's probably a couple of things. I mean, I heard a lot of people talking about sticky business. This one about you run a small business and create stickers and stuff.
I didn't get this.
No,
I think maybe I need to rewatch the trailer. I saw it on the eShop and I was like, well, what do you? What's the point? What do you do? And I was like, oh wow, does it do you get to make can you order the stickers that you meant? No, it's just design stickers.
yeah,
but
but
you
again,
were
it's like, what's the point of anything?
Yeah.
Like it's just
That's a good point.
You played a game where you did artwork and then sold it in the thing, didn't you?
Yeah, you sell it for pretend money. That's a real result. That is.
Yeah, but this is just what? This is you just design stickers and that's it.
That's
no,
what I mean. I feel like I must be missing something.
Yeah,
no.
it
You,
can't
you,
just be.
you do the stickers, you package them, and you have to sell them to customers and stuff, and get feedback for them and all that kind of stuff. It's like
Yeah.
You don't actually draw them yourself, do you? Don't you just choose from? I don't know.
I think I've just
Fucking hell,
realised why.
Sean, you've
I know why
changed. You've
Sean
been
hates
all over
this.
this game 5
why,
years
why
ago.
do I, hang on, go on. Why do I hate it, Matt?
Because the description on IGN is originally released last year on PC. This cozy, vibrant game has players running a small business.
How dare
There we go. You
I bet
don't define
it's
what cozy is.
I bet it's fucking wholesome as well. Like the whole thing. It's
You know how much Sean loves going hardcore.
I do. Every day.
They know
Doing
you're
it right
rock and
now.
roll. Fucking hell. Okay. Is that it for this indie thing? Because it wasn't. Honestly, I look at it, I'm like, okay. There's nothing jumping out at me at this point.
no. But maybe this will, because a Nintendo game emulator is currently
Didn't
the
work.
top free download.
That's right, it's more news from James Foley.
Okay, James, sorry, more news.
So go on.
Right. So the Nintendo game emulator is currently the top free download on the iPhone App Store. So this is the Delta app, which allows you to play NES games, SNES games, N64, and stuff like that, and Game Boy games. And
What?
Nintendo. What do you mean? What?
Have they not? Yeah,
Yes,
how is this a
Apple
thing?
have
This
opened
is
up
this is
the-
all a big change. Yeah,
Yeah.
Apple have changed their policy on. So you're now. I mean, nothing to do, obviously, with the EU forcing them to have alternative app stores. Nothing to
way.
do with that at all. But they've just spontaneously decided to allow retro game emulators on iPhone. And
Which is mad because obviously I
cheeky.
could put the Android user hat on and be like, oh, did Apple invent emulation? Did they? But it's actually been fascinating. Alex Donaldson was tweeting saying people he knows who run fan sites for old games are suddenly seeing a massive uptick in views because suddenly loads of people with iPhones are playing emulated stuff because they've just found out they can. And it's like, oh yeah, that's because iPhones are fucking massive. Turns out, who knew? So yeah, it's just interesting that it makes that much of a difference. Wonder how many ROM sites are going to get taken down in the next.
well, it's interesting, isn't it? Because so far Nintendo haven't said anything about this. But usually they don't like this kind of thing. So I'm sure there's probably going to be some upset. But apparently there's a PlayStation emulator is coming soon as well, for download. So yeah, but then what's kind of interesting about it is that Apple's thing with this is that they've worded it so it says retro game console, retro stuff. But then everyone says, what does that mean? How are you? What's the cutoff
where's
there
the-
for all of these
yeah.
things? It's
Well, that's the age-old question, isn't it? I can't think of a single PlayStation game that I'd want to play.
Cooler World.
Can you?
Cooler World.
Seriously though.
Battle Arena Toshinden. I'm joking.
Oh,
that's
that was good for like 2 seconds. Seriously though, I can't think of a fucking.
Yeah, I mean, I can play PlayStation stuff on the Mii U Mini, but I don't. So
No story.
That's a good story.
On these emulator thing, I found it funny because they open up the policies. They can have emulators on, and then one was on last week. The what was it called? The GBA, iGBA. He's like, wow, iGBA is available. You can get it on the App Store. You can play Game Boy Advance games, and that thing got pulled after like a day or so because the iGBA app was ripped off from another emulator.
Yeah.
So
wow.
everyone's like, they're on the store. Oh no, it's gone. It's gone already.
There was that, and there was also another one which was about to launch. It launched, was on the site for like virtually no time at all, and then got pulled by the developer because apparently they were scared about what was going to happen, so they decided against it. Like suddenly,
yeah.
it's yeah. I mean, Nintendo are pretty
Alright.
litigious, with these sorts of things, and yeah.
I think it's cool that these things are there, but I don't think I'm really going to bother. I mean, I'm not going to download ROMs. I haven't got any ROMs. The idea of like, what's that one I linked to you, James, about the one that's going to work on like Apple TV and maybe you can connect your PlayStation Pad. That sounds like it could be cool, play it on TV, etc. But yeah, it's not for me. But I guess if you're into this stuff, then this is awesome. The fact that you can play it on your phone or other Apple device. I assume my iPad would be a great display if you've got ROMs there. Or I don't know how it works, but yeah, great.
I've never even seen a ROM. I don't know what
Sorry,
what
is
is
that
it?
not
What does it do?
What are called?
So many
I
ROMs.
never knew that. I never knew that.
They're called ROMs, aren't they? They're ROMs. What's the issue?
Yeah, I know. It's just you've said ROMs about 40 times in a sentence there, Matt. It was wild. It was quite a roller coaster.
ROMs.
Okay.
Yeah, so there you go. But then also, next story is that 70% of developers are concerned about the sustainability of live service games. And this is from a new study where 600 developers were interviewed between February and March, and they defined live service games as online games featuring frequent updates and in-app purchases. 39% had mild worries about the business model, and 31% were very concerned. And the remaining people obviously had no concerns or were unsure. But the main concern here was about players losing interest in live service games, and then also competition from other live service games and like user acquisition costs. And it turns out that Yuzu released its second annual PC and console gaming report recently, which said that games at least 6 years old accounted for over 60% of playtime in 2023. So
Wow.
people are still, and the top 5 of those are it's like Fortnite, Roblox, League of Legends, Minecraft, and GTA 5.
Minecraft, yeah.
And
shit.
those games account for like 25% of that playtime as well. So
I don't quite get what the concern is, other than a games of service game won't have an indefinite lifespan. Like, that's not a surprise, is it?
I think the concern is probably, if developers are being sort of pushed into developing like these live service games, and the fact that the chance of success of a live service game is maybe not as high as people thought a couple of years ago.
the way I would describe that is that how do I put it? I think live service games, the risk of oversaturation is way bigger than there are for, say, first-person shooters or all any of that stuff, action games or anything like that. I think the problem is that I would say, I mean, we've seen tons of live service games just fail at the first hurdle, and unless you have a huge launch like, say, Helldivers, to some extent Destiny, unless you have huge launches, then trying to get that momentum going is so much harder to do. That I understand as an argument. In terms of sustainability, if they're referring to the amount of live service games that are coming out, then yeah, I fully understand. And the worry is that, as you say, if publishers or huge developers are pushing these games, but knowing that there's a sort of a smaller percentage chance that they can actually make the money back on it, then I suppose that is a concern, right? Yeah, I see what he's doing. Yeah, I've sort of talked myself round to what they were complaining about now.
I get it.
But it's funny because like the Helldivers 2 developers like recently just said, that they're focusing on this constant like sort of having to add new content all the time, and they're just trying to sort of perfect that. But they seem to have. I mean, okay, I know there was early stumbles with that, but they seem to have done pretty well in terms of...
Yeah, they're doing really well. They're doing really well. Every time I play that game, it feels like something new's happening and something new's going on, and I want to be a part of it. I've had a few people point out to me that, oh, well, the playing figures have gone right down for Helldivers 2. Of course they have. That's it. They're getting rid of... As long as they've got a core base of players that can... keep that game alive, which I think they will have. And the fact that I can just jump back in tonight and not feel like I've missed out or that the game's passed me by now is such a huge thing.
I had that earlier because I haven't played it obviously for a couple of weeks, and then I switched it on, and it was great because I went straight back into it. And it was like, here's tons of medals for like the things from before that you've done.
Here's stuff to unlock, and it's brilliant. Like that game. I want to play more of it still. I love it, but it does feel like a surprise hit. It does feel like
definitely.
a game that it's a flash in a pan, and how much of that is luck? Luck through timing, and it's not all through that. Like I think, as I said, the dressing around a very good action game.
I also
is really appealing and exciting, and that's what people locked onto. But
I think it's that, and I think also the price I think really helped.
It
does,
because
the fact that it's cheaper. But then we've seen, live service games launch on Game Pass and fail. It's not a given that just by doing it, putting it out there for cheaper, that it's going to take off.
I know, but there's a difference between free, not free, free in inverted commas, and like still having a buy-in of like 30 quid.
Yeah, sure.
It's
sure. You're more likely to stick with it for a little bit longer if you pay 35 quid for it. It's it's a tough one. I don't know if we're gonna see. Who knows? Who fucking knows, man? Like, who knows what's gonna happen in the future? Are we gonna see another Helldivers within the next 2-3 years? I don't think we will.
What do you define as a Helldivers? Hit from nowhere that really bangs, or something that does
a live service
well?
game, a live service game that's an action game like Helldivers that can do. We were talking about it, and we've been talking about it for years. What's the next big thing after Battle Royale, right? And live service games are kind of that. Helldivers feels not unique enough, but I've got a feeling so many developers and publishers now are going, let's try and mimic what Helldivers does. And I can't see it catching on.
Yeah,
they won't. I bet you the Gears team has heavily pivoted like recently over this, because I can really imagine like a Gears of War style, like a Gears of War game that has this, the Helldivers like sort
would
of.
Would it be like tongue in cheek? Do you mean, or just in terms of the way
they'll just
straight off extraction shooter? But
yeah, exactly. It becomes something like that instead as a because I think it would fit quite well, with that.
Yeah, but in live service was
but
around
how
before.
how do you launch that now without people going, well, this fucking, it's not Helldivers, is it?
How do you launch
like
anything
they're
on
already
Xbox
on the
like
back
that?
foot,
Yeah, exactly. It's difficult.
But people will
Tough.
try. Just because other games are dying, like people will try and they'll try and make their mark. I mean, Fortnite basically wholesale ripped off what PUBG was doing, and that turned it into its own thing, and own the space really. What I found is interesting, and we've discussed this before about the definition of what a live service game is. I mean, online games featuring frequent upgrades and in-app purchases, like so many games do that now. Like even single-player games, like so many games these days have frequent updates and roadmaps to keep people engaged. They're having in-app purchases as well to keep revenue going. Online games, I mean, so what games where you play online with your friends, or ones with online?
I think there's a difference.
So many
between
games could be classed as
no,
that.
I think there's there's a difference between a single player game having a roadmap for DLC and a game that sets out to go on for longer than that. You look at something like Horizon Forbidden West or whatever, and they'll go, right, we've got a content coming out next year, and we've got another piece of content coming out then, and that then that's probably going to be it, right? Whereas a live service game feels like it's got to be a little bit more regular than that, and it seems to not have an ending to that roadmap. I think that's what sets it apart. So yeah, you can change that definition to suit other games, but I don't think that's really in the spirit of what
I
a
just
live
think
service game
in
is.
general, the trend is going towards that for every type of game. And we've said this before. No, FIFA's a live service game. Because it uses the same kind of model. Like
Yeah,
so
but
many games.
FIFA's been a live service game for a long time, but no, I disagree that most games are going in that direction. You see what Nintendo are doing; they're not going in that direction, and they're being successful not going in that direction.
I mean,
and they have games that do that. Don't get me wrong, Splatoon 3.
That's the
but
one I was going to say. That's the closest you can get to it. But
Yeah,
even
you
that
look
is,
at at Zelda, you look at the Mario games and stuff. There's just
Animal Crossing had one DLC. Yeah.
Yeah, that didn't really have a fucking roadmap, did it?
It was a very small map.
Yeah, I think it's easy to think that the whole industry is going this way, but I think there's enough evidence to show that actually games, you can release something successful. The Spider-Man games, most of what Sony does, to some extent.
Baldur's Gate 3. One of the biggest
Baldur's
games
Gate
ever,
3.
and they've just gone, yeah, no, we're not going back. See ya.
Yeah, yeah.
but it's difficult because, as this report says, it's like games that are being played in 2023, like 60% of them being games that are 6 years old. It's like that's quite difficult because that means for new games you're looking at like 40% of the market. That's quite hard.
I don't know if that's right. Is that right?
That's what it says here. But
that you're not saying you're assuming that 60% are only playing games from 6 years old or more. That 60% could also
clear.
be playing new games, right? So
that's true.
They're not leaving 40% of the market behind. There's there is a bigger market there, but yeah, I don't know. It's I mean, we said this a couple of years ago. It's really tough to launch a new IP these days. Like harder than ever, in my opinion, to launch something new and for it to do something special. Even Helldivers 2 was a sequel. As fresh as that game feels, and all right, when you compare the amount of people that played 2 compared to 1, it might as well be a new IP, but it's not.
How different was the original Helldivers then to Helldivers 2?
We had this argument, didn't we, Sean?
We did. It's basically, it's conceptually very similar. It's just that the original was like top down.
It was like twin stick shooter, wasn't it?
Yeah. But it was the same sort of tone, and it was very much like you're playing cooperatively, but you're gonna get each other killed, and you just sort of need to roll with that and laugh at it. It was. It
is wild, isn't it? You look at it and you go, "Oh, this sort of reminds me of A Link to the Past and Ocarina of Time." You say, "Oh, it's all that shit that looks really familiar, but now it's in 3D space and it's way more detailed and stuff." Yeah. Well, my detailed, I don't know. I love Link to the Past, so whatever. Next.
I mean, Fallout, the TV show, has done really well, and they've just officially renewed it for a season 2, which is great.
I have. I've only watched the second episode. I need to watch more, but my word, I love that show. It's so incredibly insane that I think they've absolutely nailed it. I know
really good. I know we talked about it last week, but it's really, really pleasant.
Have you finished it, Sean?
No, not even close. We've been catching up on Shogun first, and then we're going to smash some Fallout. But it's great. Really
cool. Good. Did you just ignore the big bit of news that Matt posted in the group chat today?
Which one was that? I don't know.
This new meta hardware that's coming out.
I don't care about that. It's like,
oh, for fuck's sake! But isn't this really big?
No, it's just. I mean, Meta are licensing out their what's called their operating system, aren't they, for like VR to like other companies? Great,
but Xbox are creating a virtual reality.
No, they're not. They're releasing it's a Xbox themed Quest. Yeah. That's it. It's not like they're not making a VR like headset.
Wait, hold on. So this, when you put the VR headset on your head, use your hands to do that, right? Mm-hmm. So this handheld device that's Xbox labeled, who's it being made by? A third party, did you say? Is that
a VR headset? Is not a handheld, Dave.
Well, yeah, I'll just put it on your head then, Sean.
Yeah, that's how you put it on your head.
Yeah,
but it's
exactly, mate.
Not how you
with your hands. Hey, with your hands.
It in your hands.
It's actually handheld.
Oh no. Well, you've got controllers for that thing, haven't you?
So is a home console a handheld as well? Because you pick up the controller.
The
You
GameCube
got to
was.
push the power button.
Don't
on
be
with your
fucking
hand.
facetious. So what's happening? So
I mean,
who's
as-
making the headset then?
As Sean said, it's a green quest.
Right,
Like,
okay.
it's-
Well, yeah, but there's more-
that's
there's
it.
more
Let's go
happening
back.
than
Right,
that,
let's go.
isn't there? So-
Let's calm down
Yeah.
because we're talking with context. Mac, do you want to explain the news story? Because I think this is quite big.
Well, I haven't got the link because I sent it in the chat. But
Well,
basically,
so
like,
basically,
read it
Meta
earlier.
have announced a bunch of stuff. They're open sourcing their MetaVision OS, which is like the kind of like the stuff.
Well, they're not open sourcing it. That's very different.
And
they're
licensing
not,
it, aren't they?
That means
Out.
people can make their own versions of it. And
What is it they're
distribute
doing?
and-
So I'll click the
so
link.
basically, so other hardware manufacturers can license.
They're doing a
That's the one,
Windows. It's
Yeah.
like Windows. They're just licensing it out to other hardware manufacturers. So if you want, you can also make something to use the metaverse with. You know,
Yeah.
it's-
We need more devices to use the metaverse because it's great. So basically, yeah, they were saying so Asus are one of the partners. They're going to be doing like a high-end gaming one. Lenovo are looking at doing like a productivity focused one. And then Xbox are doing just a Quest that
It's
is
really
Xbox
funny.
branded.
When you read this, it just says Xbox and Meta teamed up last year to bring Xbox Cloud Gaming to Meta Quest, letting people play Xbox games on a large 2D virtual screen in mixed reality. Now we're working together again to create a limited edition Meta Quest inspired by Xbox. So, as Sean said, it's a
very
green
nice.
Xbox.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I'm sure we will hear more at the Xbox thing in the summer.
I don't
You
think we
agree?
will.
I don't think I'll mention this. I can't
Really?
see them mention.
Why have
Yeah, I
they put
can't-
their what's the point in putting their name to it then?
Well, I think they're experimenting and
confused.
seeing how many people can want to play their cloud gaming through Quest. But I don't think this is fine for like a bullet point for a blog post on the Meta site.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be part of their, Xbox showcase in the summer.
No.
So who knows?
This is why I didn't add this to the news, because it's a non-story.
Oh, sorry. Maybe I thought it was bigger than it was. Okay, is that it for the news, James?
I've got a fantasy zone.
Oh, fuck!
Yeah.
Oh, my mouse has fallen asleep. Shit. Not
Are we
prepared.
go-
Right, okay,
are
I'm
we
ready.
ready?
I'm
We
ready.
actually travel?
Let's go to the fantasy zone.
Guys, Fantasy Zone.
Come with me, and you'll see James Farley's imagination. The only thing worse than that Scottish one. Sorry, I mean the Willy Wonka's land in Scotland.
Oh,
not
right.
Yeah, I wasn't referring to any of our listeners. James Farley, what have you got in your fantasy zone?
Well, the thing is I don't think this is even going to be fantasy, because I think this is going to happen.
Here we
So-
go. This
Yeah.
is it. Settling.
But the trouble is it's not terribly exciting, because you've probably already heard this today, because it kind of like blew up a little bit. But it's apparently Sony are in what's it called, sort of preliminary talks to bring Helldivers 2 to Xbox.
No.
Yeah, seriously.
No.
Yes.
Why would they do that? That's against what they usually do, isn't it?
Well, not really. I mean, Destiny's on Xbox
Yeah, I
as
think
well,
it
isn't
makes.
it?
I think it makes
Yeah,
sense.
but they bought Destiny. They made Helldivers. There's a difference, isn't there?
Yeah, but what's to lose from putting it on
Holy
there?
shit! I'd fucking love that. What? Oh my god, that would. Please do
It
that.
would be amazing.
Yeah, I can see
It
it's
really
definitely
would.
happening.
Oh, please
makes
do
total
that, Sony. Please. I really want that. I want that. They'll sell 35 quid. Fucking hell, imagine that. Coming to Xbox. Oh,
I mean,
please.
that would like boost the player base by a
Yeah.
bit, and but no, it'd be
And I'd
great.
buy a
wouldn't it?
second copy.
Cross progression, please.
Oh, yeah, I think it
Please
has
let
to.
me. Please let me boot up my character on Xbox so I can use the fucking Xbox party system without having to deal with the fucking shit PlayStation party system. That would be so good.
Do you reckon if they announced that Xbox's summer thing?
Yeah, after the VR
Probably.
thing.
Yeah.
After-
Start VR. Go with
And
that.
Silk Song and all that. It's going to
So
be
you
a
can
great
play
summer for
Helldivers
Xbox.
in VR using Xbox Cloud Gaming.
The worry is that they're going to leave it a long time before they bring it to Xbox. That they're
Yeah.
going to wait until it's proper starting to die down, and
Yeah.
they'll give it an extra boost. I suppose it does make sense to do that. And this is weird, isn't it? This is a weird sort of future we're heading into now.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't
Bizarre.
it? Like games come up on other platforms. Like, do you
It
think,
is and it isn't. I mean, because you know that a lot of the games they just ain't releasing on the Xbox. And
Yeah, of
and
course,
likewise, they won't release Halo on the PlayStation, or will
What's
they?
the point?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think,
what a
I
shit
think
swap. I'll
Yeah,
give
you're
you
like, well, if-
Helldivers
yeah, well,
2
you
and
can-
I'll
you
give
can
you
have
Halo
if you give us
Infinite.
Helldivers, and they're like,
There you are, mate. Okay, and that's it for the Fantasy Zone?
it is. Yeah, that's it.
Cool. Well, then it's...
And that was the news with James Bailey.
Okay. And then we got... Have you got one for what you've been playing?
no, but I've got one for questions.
Okay.
Oh, and he has actually sent me one for the tattoo stuff.
Okay, cool. We got a tattoo stuff. Good. We will get to that after what you've been playing. But first, I mean, do we start with Harold Halibut?
yeah, it's the big game of the week, isn't it? Or it's the game.
It's certainly
That
a
came
game
out.
of the week.
It's a game of the week.
So, okay, right. Okay. Let's start by so Harold Halibut is it presents itself as a point and click adventure game, that style of thing, more modern sort of point and click. That's how it looks. It's not that at all, because in a point and click adventure game there are puzzles to sort of work out and see
jokes.
how you can progress through the game. Imagine a point and click adventure game where the only way to progress is just by talking to people. That's it, and then it progresses when you talk to the right person.
So hang on. So it's a walking simulator then.
It is essentially a walking simulator. It's like a side-scrolling walking simulator. The first thing you'll notice about Harold Halibut is that it uses a unique art style. I think it's safe to say.
I think it
It's
looks
all
absolutely
scanned,
gorgeous.
like
It's
handmade
gorgeous.
objects, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like handmade claymation style, Wallace and Gromit animation,
I think it looks amazing.
which they digitally scan. We'll get to the visuals in a bit. Before we get to our opinions on the game, I did want to ask, right? Now, I was playing on the Xbox, and my mate, Chet Roivas, said, "What the fuck is Harold Halibut?" And I went, "What?" And he went, "It's a new game on Game Pass. What the fuck is Harold Halibut?" And I was like, "Oh God, what is this now?" And I booted it up. I looked at the trailer and went, "I've seen this, and I thought this looked cool when I saw it. So I'm going to download that." We have spoken about this before, right?
Yes. So I
Can
mentioned it a few times, and I played the demo and talked about it on the show a few months ago.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Can I ask a question?
How far into it does the demo go?
I don't know because I think I played about half an hour of it.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know how it,
Yeah,
don't know
sorry.
where it went on to.
Sorry, James.
Is it a UK developer that's made this?
No,
I don't
it's
think it is.
somewhere
Is it
in
German?
Europe. I don't think I can't remember.
Because the
Somewhere in
name
Europe.
the name
Europe.
sounds like a very like UK developer kind of name for a game. Do you know what I mean?
Think.
Oh,
Yeah,
Google
it
says
sounds
they are
like
German.
a 90s Euro platformer.
Yeah, they are German. I didn't know that from any sort of experience. I was listening to a podcast. Shout out to Indie Venture. I wanted to hear people talk about Harold Halibut, to be honest with you. So I searched in the podcast thing Harold Halibut, and Indie Venture was it's a British podcast. 3 people talking about Harold Halibut to death, and they definitely listen to it. It's really good. Right. Anyway, I know that there are a difference of opinions of this game because I know Sean does not like it, and I can officially say now that I fucking love Harold Halibut.
Why?
Like I intensely love it.
See, I've read like some on the forums about this, and the consensus I've read basically everyone just says it's really boring.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard.
I don't know how. Well, I do know how it could be. Is it a game that I can turn around with confidence and say to people, "You should play this. It's excellent"? Absolutely not. But all I can tell you is my reaction to it has been intense love for it. Like feeling sick of excitement while playing it, and
Is this a wind up?
no, not at all. I fucking love
bit.
the atmosphere. Firstly,
wow,
right, okay,
okay.
visually. So let's get the this stuff out of the way. Visually, it looks absolutely stunning, right?
Yeah, I think
100%.
it's so unique.
Yeah,
I mean, there probably are games that may have done this style before. I don't know, but I absolutely love how it looks. Everything
Yeah.
about it, animation.
It's definitely a cross between claymation and sort of puppets, like Thunderbirds or something. You know, it's sort of a weird mix between, because it's not stop motion animation. Like it when you see claymation stuff, it is stuttery and stuff. And people were saying, "Oh, I really like putting it in 30 frames per second because it feels more like it's that style." I tried that; it didn't work for me. It just gave me a bit of a headache. The animation isn't the best. Some of it's really weird when you're walking up and down stairs, like Harold's feet bend on the
feet,
steps and
yeah.
stuff and flap about. But
again,
visually,
though, but then
what-
in the cutscenes and stuff, there's a subtlety to the animation that's like, oh yeah, it's like, yeah, almost like they're sort of marionettes almost. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's
yeah,
I
But
think
that's
I read-
beautifully done.
I read also some people said it's better to play the game in 30 frames rather than 60, and
just said that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just address that.
I thought you did. I'm just confused. You know.
So what I really like about the visuals is not only does the characters look all handmade, but also the actual settings they're in, like the ship itself.
Yeah,
I'll get
locations.
onto the story in a bit, but the locations really do feel pieced together. I mean, they don't look like hobbycraft stuff, but it does feel like a really detailed sort of, what they call it, diorama.
Yeah,
Like,
it kind of
you
zoomed
know,
in little locations. Yeah, 'cause
yeah, totally.
in one of the cutscenes I saw, like around the outside, you around the outside, it's almost like paint. It's almost like paint splodges and stuff. I saw more
Right,
about the
but,
location. I love that.
But more importantly is that you've got this sort of handcrafted world with these handcrafted characters and this really realistic lighting, which I don't know if it takes advantage of ray tracing, but if it doesn't, it does some really nice things with reflections and shadows and stuff like that. And I really like that, where they take something really realistic and put it really cartoony and put it in a realistic setting. So that's why I really love the sort of cartoony suits in Spider-Man 2, because that sort of juxtaposition of realism surrounding this sort of like, it was just beautiful. It's really cool, and they nail it with this. There are scenes in this where you walk into a room and there's light shining through glass, creating different colors of lighting, and it's all sort of just dressing the scene beautifully. So visually, I think it's great.
Just on that, like on cutscenes and stuff, I think the voice acting is really, really interesting as well. I just think it's
I
really.
find it a bit jarring. There are
do you
some
think?
voice actors that I think, is this AI? Like, it sounds kind of slightly robotic, and like there are certain characters where I was just kind of thinking I might have to try and find if these voice actors are real, like, because some of it does feel
Yeah,
like
well,
it's been
one of the
pumped
first people you meet is a guy called Chris, and I couldn't work out what his accent was, but I just think
Right,
like
right.
him and like the professor, you work with, like their voices.
She's
just really,
brilliant.
Yeah, they're really well done. They feel really real. They like. I just really got the impression these actors like properly like acting out the scenes rather than just like reading lines off a script. It just felt really natural, and that with the style, the animation, like I think it feels so believable. The conversations between the characters that you meet.
Okay, so it's a side-scrolling walking simulator. There's not much to it. There's not much puzzling. There's not much that you really need to do other than going from point A to point B and talking to certain people. The idea is that I do like the concept, Sean. I don't know if you got to the bit where the history is where it's during the Cold War. Someone on Earth completely freaked out and thought it was all going to fall apart, and piled a bunch of people onto a spaceship and left Earth looking for life on another planet. And this ship then crashed into the sea of a water planet and has failed to escape from there in about 150 years, I think it is. Like, it left Earth 200 years ago, about 50 years into its journey, it crashed into a water planet, and it's not escaped from the ocean of the water planet.
The way that story is delivered as well, it's like delivered in like a presentation with like
Yeah,
and
really
and
cool.
like almost like was it over? It's not is it overhead projector? I'm not sure. It's basically
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a projection on screen, and it's like the way you see like the crowd kind of fidgeting while listening to the presentation. It felt like a real presentation. I can't really describe it much better than that, but it was delivered so well that it wasn't just I'm watching a cutscene of someone talking. It really did the word. How how the words were delivered, the kind of the words used, it really did feel like a presentation, and it's really well done.
There's loads of bits, like even just like the adverts on the TVs and stuff. Like if you
Some of
stop
them are
and watch
great,
them, just the attention to detail and the amount of work that must have gone into it is like astonishing.
It feels so natural, like all this stuff. It's really well done.
Yeah, and I mean there are. If you're a sci-fi fan and you're going into this expecting a real deep look into, real interesting science fiction story, you're not going to get that. I mean, I don't know if you felt this. Like, there's a scene where you're crawling through vents and everyone's complaining about the mice in the vents, and where have they come from? What did they shoot into space with mice and now they're breeding on? Because that's a fuck up. Why are there mice
That is an
here?
error,
there's stuff like that where I just kind of think if you're a sci-fi fan, you are really going to get pissed off with some
they
of
might
the.
have been breeding them, and then one
I
escapes.
don't know,
and then...
man. That's kind of and on this podcast that I listened to today, they said, well, if they've been 200 years all living on the same ship, how have they all still got their regional accents? Wouldn't they have sort of like?
I did think
sort
that.
of
I did think that,
leveled up a bit.
but also it's just nice to have a diverse way of accents,
it's
isn't
true.
It?
Okay, Sean, let's start with you. You lasted 2 hours, which I think is a fair shake of a game like this. And having played much more than that, I think I'm like 4 hours in, 4.5 hours in. I would probably say, if you didn't like it after 2 hours, then it wasn't going to change. But what didn't you like about it? Why were you so turned off by this game?
For a start, lack of any meaningful interaction other than just walking around and pressing A on people to talk to them. Like, there's like one thing I did that was almost a puzzle. It was unscrewing the 3D printer to open that up, and getting around the station isn't particularly fun. You're just walking, you get in an elevator or one of the tubes, you travel somewhere else. So now I've got to get in another tube, I'll travel there. And then you literally talk to someone, they're like, right, okay, thanks, go back to your boss now. Okay, I guess I'll go back again.
There's a run button though, right?
Yeah. But
All right, cool. I listen to a lot of people talk about this show. There's a what?
And I just don't find any of the conversations like interesting or fun in any way. Like, it's like everyone you talk to is just ignoring you or patronizing you, and just none of them are particularly likable, and all Harold seems to do is like just get talked over by other people while you're sort of going like oh no, actually and everyone just sort of fucking ignores him. And like, if that's the point, all right, but it's not interesting to listen to at all.
So that I see, because I mean, you're right. I'm not going to argue with you. I think it's a game that if you don't buy into it, then you're never going to buy into it. Like, if you've not bought into it, then everything's going to fucking irritate the shit out of you, right? Like the slow moving pace of the game, the irreverent conversations, the characters that are not quirky but not quirky enough. There's sort of slight oddities here and there. For some reason there's a cloned character, I guess. Like, it's like there's like 4 or 5 people that look exactly the same and refer to each other as then by numbers. Like,
right.
I'm Officer 48 and all this sort of stuff. And that's not me saying, well, if you don't like it, you're not putting the effort in. I think, that's not how I think about games. Games should sort of draw you in. They should, if it's all about you buying into the world, then a game should sell it to you. I just don't know what to say, Sean. I'm sitting here playing it, and I fucking love Harold, and I fucking love that ship, and every character interaction I soak up. Like, and there is stuff in this game that has caught me emotionally off guard, and I can't quite explain. What kills me, right? There's a bit at the end of chapter 1 that I really want to turn around. What I want to say is that it's one of the most emotionally affecting scenes I've seen in a video game for years, right? And it really put a lump in my throat, and I sat and watched the scene open mouthed, just going, wow, this is fucking incredible. However, saying that will raise your expectations way over what it should be. It's a very simple scene. It's I don't want to say what it is, even though it's, you know, all over the promotional material. I didn't know it was a thing in this game. It happens. It's basically your character meeting another character, and the music and the animation, and it takes fucking like 2 minutes for this little scene to play out. And whereas some people could be tapping that button going, yeah, come on, I get it, I was sitting there just absolutely blown away. It touched me in a way that a game has not like hit me like that since Brothers. You know, there was stuff in Brothers that like I sat back and sort of went, whoa, this is amazing. That scene at the end of chapter 1, I would full on lump in my throat. Like, I thought it was incredible. There are also I can talk about this. There's a utilities deck. There's loads of areas around the ship that you visit, and some of them are locked away at the start, and they start opening up as the further you get into the game. And one of them is a utilities deck where you're sort of going down there to get medication, but next to it there's a post room. And you start talking to the postman, and the postman says, you know, like, there are a bunch of letters here from the past that I'm legally not allowed to open. Like, it's very strict to his job. But then he finds a loophole in that if another employee from the All Water Company, which is the company that owns the ship and runs the ship and everything, if another employee overlooks him opening up the letters, that's allowed, right? So every morning you can go down there and you walk in, and the camera pans in to just the little window of the post office, and you stand next to the postman, and they get the letter out, and you read a letter together, and it's a little story about someone on the ship. I've read like 8 of them because I can't stop going back and doing it, because I love the little pan in, the little piano music, and some of them, one of them was a cease and desist letter. Like, it meant nothing. But I'm sitting there with a big grin on my face because Harold's standing next to the postman, who, at the moment, is the only one that's got the time of day for him. You know, Harold is a very... I mean, you just got to look at him to know what character it is. It's not exactly a complicated character. He's a lovable everyman who hasn't got confidence to sort of speak out for himself and is full of self-doubt. And gets, as you say, gets berated by his boss, gets berated by a lot of people around the ship, but lets it sort of bounce off him because he's like, okay, well, this is life now.
But that just made me feel really sad.
I think that's part of it. I think there's part of me that sort of wallows in the horrible situation these characters are in. Like, they're in the worst situation ever.
To be clear, like the way everyone acts in this, the way everyone bar Harold acts in this is definitely like an accurate reflection of people who are several generations into living underwater, not by choice in any way. Like, they're all clearly losing the plot a bit.
Yeah. They're all losing the plot a little bit. They're all, you know, when there's a bit in it where they go, right, we're running out of energy. What are we going to do? And they go, I don't know. And they're like, it's like, well, of course, they've been living underwater for 200 years. Yeah, more bad shit's happening. Okay. So it really does feel like that. And then you get a message. There's a leaked message. I don't know if you got that far into it. Did you?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, God. I'll tell you after the show because I don't want to spoil it. But the reaction to that is hilarious. Can I tell you? I mean, if you really don't want to hear it, I mean, it's obvious. It's fucking obvious, right? But if you really don't want to hear it, just fast forward like 20, 30 seconds. Okay, cool. So, right, so there's a leaked message from the All Water Company that they received from Earth, the first message they've received since leaving Earth. And it's them going, I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, everyone was freaking out about the Cold War, but sort of nothing happened and we're all doing all right. and that gets played out across the whole ship, and they're all kind of like, "Oh, that's okay. That's bad, isn't it?" It's like the enormous, like that's
I
so
love that.
horrifying to think of.
That's incredible, actually. Yeah.
Honestly, it really feels like that's what I wanted to compare it to. It feels like Postman Pat, where something like during the end of the world. That's the feeling I get from that game, and I don't know why, Sean. Look, I'm not trying to convince you. I'm not saying you're wrong at all, and I'm not trying to convince you that this is an amazing game that you should go back to. All I'm saying is that I have been totally swept away by this game, and I've been playing it with the kids sitting next to me, and we've been laughing along at bits and trying stuff out, and just like laughing at the graphics. You hold the trigger button, it zooms into Harold's face, who's just like staring off into the distance. That gets a laugh every time. I'm obsessed with the characters. So you've got like a little computer that you press a button and it brings up, and it's got a to-do list, and it's your quests. And it's like, here's your main quests. Go and do this, go and do that, go and do that. And it literally spells everything out for you. But there are like side quests. And I'm like, well, not only am I going to do the side quests, I'm also going to just go into every part of the ship to talk to every character that I can, just to see what's happening now. Like, and some of them, they're like, "Hi, Harold." You're like, okay, well, I'll move on to the next bit and stuff. I don't know what to tell you, man. I fucking love this game. I love it. And I really hope it sticks the landing. Like, I hope by the end of it, all of this slow build-up doesn't feel like wasted time. I hope it's really building up to where all the characters are important and they're all involved in the ending. That's what I'm hoping for. Because, yeah, it's so hard to recommend. I think try it. Try and get to the end of chapter 1, but if you're like Sean, don't continue, because I can't see it changing dramatically in any way. But if you're like me, you'll just be like sitting. I love sitting there with my headphones on, feet up, and just playing it for like 45 minutes to an hour, like just walking around that ship and talking to everyone. It's weird. It's weird. I do find it hard to explain.
So that was one of the other criticisms I heard, was they said it was like, people saying it's too long. Like, if it had been like a bit cut, like to be a bit shorter, then maybe it'd be a bit more enjoyable. But then
Possibly,
maybe that's part of the narrative choice, though, is to make it this way. You know, to sort of like with
Yeah,
slow
possibly.
build,
I don't know. Like, until I've completed it, I can't comment on that. Like, people see, you can find an opinion on anything. I'm sure there's people out there saying that they could have done another 20 hours of this, but I'm gonna continue playing it. I mean, so where are you, Matt? Are you somewhere in between, or what?
Yeah, I mean, I've gone to bed at the end of that first day, which I assume is maybe the end of chapter 1. I'm not sure.
No,
No,
it's
nowhere
not.
close.
Oh,
No.
not cool. Yeah. So I mean, like an hour in or so. But no, this is also a very simple thing, but it just felt nice. Is when you meet the professor and she's like, Howard, do you remember how to use your computer thing, didn't you? And he's like, oh no, can you remind me? And I was like, okay, they're going to give us a tutorial now. And it's like, yeah, you press the top button for this. And like, again, that's just, I could have had the screen prompts to say, press Y to open your computer and look at your side missions. But it was just nicely integrated into
it's sort of cleverly worded, isn't it?
It's like,
she's talking about the console in game, but saying words that mean something to the player, like press the top button for this and the bottom button for that. I was like, okay.
Yeah, so I think that was very nice. Like, again, simple, but it was effective, and it made you understand, Howard a bit more and his place in the world, and being forgetful and not quite knowing exactly what he needs to do, but also communicating to the player. Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
I think it's aggressively boring.
I like it.
I kind of like it for that too, and I don't find it's so hard to explain. I find some of the conversations boring, but it's so in keeping with the world around it that for me it feels like it works. Yeah, aggressively. Phil Wall says in the chat, aggressively boring episode. Yeah, write that one down. I fucking love Harold Halibut so far. I'm just praying it doesn't fall off a cliff any point. Sean would love it to fall off a cliff because that's something to get excited about in the
it's
story.
something that happened. Oh, an event.
Also, one thing, I thought it was going to be like a point and click adventure. So the fact there isn't really any challenge, no real puzzles, it's just like go here, do that.
No, there's a few bits where it's like, can you help with this experiment? And there's a little mini game, but the mini games are not very good. They're just, press a button here, press a button there. That's about it.
Mhm.
Do you know what happens at the end of chapter 1, Sean?
I think I do. Yeah. As I say, it was in the trailers and stuff. So
Oh, okay. But you've not seen the scene itself.
no.
Ah, I kind of want to show you, but it's pointless because you'll look at it and you go, okay, why is that so? But I was almost crying. Fuck. All right. Okay. Well, please get to that bit at least, Matt, before you palm it
all
off
right.
and play something else.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was like, how long is it meant to be exactly? Is it meant to be a
12
long
hours.
One? We'll see.
Well, I'm like 4 hours in. It's like I'm definitely going to finish this game. Definitely. I'm fucking loving Harold. Big up. Right. That's probably enough on that one. James, let's go to you because you've not been on the show for 3 weeks.
Yes, that's true. And I've not actually played that many games actually while I've been
Okay.
away. I mean, I played Inscryption. That is something I did play, and so I played this on Switch, and I finally got through Act 1 of this game, and I mean, to be honest, it felt like luck when I got through that, and I didn't feel like I was 100% in control. And it was mostly because, like, the card that I had one card which was Sean, that was the character that I had, that was destroying everything, and without
sounds like
that,
me.
I wouldn't
Yeah,
have made it.
classic
Like, without that, but then I got to Act 2, and I've just kind of lost all will to continue playing the game. I just don't.
Because I thought that was the bit where it spoke. Your fucking mind expands, and I was
Well,
like, "Oh my god!" It's
well,
all...
this is it because I
that was
do you
cool.
know what happens in that game, Sean?
I
See,
don't know.
I
I
liked
watched
it.
the playthrough of it. It is wild. It's
Yeah.
like honestly, it's one of those things where if you fast forward, like if you watch a full game YouTube video and you put it like 3/4 of the way through, you're like, this isn't the same game, is it? What the fuck is going on here?
Is interesting, but then what it becomes, I'm like, I don't think I want to do this anymore. Like, I just thought, I don't think I can do this again. And maybe at some point I'll go back to it, but I just thought, I don't know. As I said, there's the thought of doing it again. I just can't be asked, to do that. And so, yeah, it's I don't know. I really enjoyed Act 1 generally. Apart from the fact that I didn't really ever feel like I'd fully mastered it, I did enjoy it. But I don't know. Maybe I'll go back. I don't know. It's but yeah. The other game I played while I was away.
It doesn't sound like you're going back. I'll be honest with you.
Sounds like Scientology
dumb.
was wrong there.
Yeah. The other game I played was Pepper Grinder. Because I played that on the, I think like not last week, maybe last week, I can't remember. But I mean, this, as we've already discussed, it's like it's a 2D, I think it's pixel art, like platformer, and you have this drill where you like traverse the world by digging through soft ground, and the whole game is about momentum. It's about sort of trying to keep moving as you drill through these areas, and then like jump to others, and then you get like a rope that you can like latch onto things to swing across, and then continue drilling, through other sections, and you have to like collect gold and like avoid enemies or attack them, and I just didn't enjoy it at all. It's I'm sorry, but this is the problem, right? It's on paper, it's the kind of thing that I know I should really like, but I just found it to be really bland. And I got to the third world, and this is the first for me. I closed the game, and I just deleted it. And I just thought, I just thought I can't be bothered to continue this. And this is the thing. I'm not saying that this is a bad game at all. It's just that for me, I just started playing it and just thought, I don't care about this. It's just not grabbing me like at all. And also, I mean, the difficulty ramps up quite quickly as you're playing it, which isn't a problem, but it does start to get a little bit irritating, like in places where you're like, okay, I need to keep repeating this bit. And because the whole thing is about momentum, if you don't start nailing things, it becomes a bit irritating, because there's not really so much room for error and everything. But I just found it to be a bit boring. I just didn't enjoy it at all. But again, I'm not saying it's a terrible game. It's just not for me. It's just
I saw the reviews of this and people talking about it online. I just thought, oh, this has got James written all over it.
yeah. I mean, I thought it would be something that I'd enjoy, but yeah, it just didn't really click with it at all.
So was it more the momentum mechanic and
yes,
like, the fact it had that, the fact you weren't really concentrating or into it meant you weren't nailing it as much, and because of that, it probably became more frustrating.
Yeah, I think that's it. I mean, I don't enjoy that style of like traversal where it's like you have to continuously keep moving, and making mistakes causes problems. I don't know. I just didn't enjoy it so much. But the other game that I played since I came back over the weekend is I went back to Rise of the Ronin because I wanted to sort of continue playing that. And I mean, it's the very definition of a 7 out of 10 game, like completely. But as with Ghost of Tsushima, I'm loving it like so much. It's like the combat system is pretty deep, which is cool because you can like change stances like on the fly as you're engaging in combat. But I just love exploring the world and like just unlocking the map. And then there's this whole thing where you have to like hunt down fugitives as well, and you get stuff for that, and it's really generic. Like the whole thing is really very generic, and it's basically an Assassin's Creed game. Like it feels like that, but for some reason I just really like it, and I'm really really digging it. And I've got to chapter 2 now, which has moved to like a completely new area, new map, which is even bigger than the first one. And I spent several hours, I think, just unlocking stuff and just going around and like taking photographs of things that look cool. And it's one of those things that's really strange because, as I said last time when I talked about this, it's a game where sometimes it can look absolutely stunning and like amazing, and other times it just looks terrible, like really really terrible. And it's like it's so odd. It's such an odd game, but it's yeah, I've just something has clicked with me with it, and I'm really enjoying it. I mean, is it better than Ghost of Tsushima? I'm not sure because I mean that's another one which was another like 7 out of 10 game basically that really grabbed me. Maybe it's just something about the setting that I just enjoy. But yeah, it's great. It's really great, and also the story is going in interesting directions now because it splits up into this whole section of like the isolationists and then the pro shogunate like people, and I'm sort of, in chapter 2, you basically start playing both sides, and I'm pretty certain that by the time the end of the chapter, I'm going to have to make some decisions about that, about which side I'm going to go to, and I really don't know at this stage. It's because there's reasons for both. It's yeah, it's good. It seems pretty well written.
Would
Well,
you
let's see how-
describe it as cozy?
No, there's a lot of heads getting locked off, and
but
But
Yeah,
it sounds
cozy
like it's
for you.
cozy to you.
Locked.
Jeff.
Yeah.
That's the-
yeah,
Lopped off.
Yeah.
Is that
Laptop,
correct?
yeah.
Yeah, you can lop a head off.
yeah.
Oh,
I do it all the time.
It's cozy to you, James. So
It is.
therefore-
Yeah, I mean to be fair, yeah, I love lopping heads off. It's fun. Yeah,
But Ghost of
Okay.
Tsushima, that reviewed really well, didn't it? Or did that not?
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
did. Yeah,
Yeah, no, that review very well.
So high, so much higher average than this. I mean, this game seems to do well, like review those. But Ghost of Tsushima was like a really highly well regarded game, right? But you see them as both as 7 out of 10s, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, this has done a lot better in Japan apparently than Ghost of Tsushima did because apparently, particularly with the story stuff, there's a lot of things that maybe resonate more with people that understand the history better than like with Ghost of Tsushima because Ghost of Tsushima is not really a sort of historically accurate, whereas Rise of the Ronin, their attempts there, to make it engage with actual history, which is pretty cool. And that was one of the arguments that people made about the fact that there's no demons, there's nothing like that in it. It's just people, that you're fighting in this. And one of the things that is a bit rubbish is that like when you have like not like a boss character, but like like a heavy combat person, for some reason they're often massive, which is just odd. It's just really odd, but yeah, it's good. I'm really enjoying it. Again,
You know
it's
what they say about those heavy combat people?
yeah, it's I mean
big
it's not anyway. It's going nowhere near like any game of the year lists or anything, but it's just I'm enjoying it. It's fun. It's cozy. Yeah.
Told
You
you.
just said it wasn't. You can't make that joke after Shaw made it and you said no.
I can appropriate that. Just now.
Okay. All right. Matt,
You can.
have you got anything else that you've played?
I started playing The Witness after playing Botany Manor and liking it, but wanting more. And it reminded me, some of like the kind of, color schemes used. It feels kind of witnessy. And I remember playing this a little tiny bit when it first came out. And I was talking to a mate Joe on the weekend, and he's like, "Do you not even know what happens in the game? Like the big moment?" I'm like, didn't know there was a big moment in this game. So yeah, I started playing it, and I'm trying to avoid playing it without a guide. I mean, there's a couple of puzzles already I'm quite stuck on, but I'm like, look, just have to try and blast through this. Like some of these, I'm not sure how how I even work out what solutions are meant to be apart from try and brute force it. But anyway, it's nice to be back in that world because it looks like it's just a gorgeous kind of oversaturated kind of island really. But I assume all you three have finished it and played it, know the twist and
No.
loved it like everyone else.
Nah,
No.
I've never played it.
I
Do you know, I
got
don't
a
think
fair
I ever
way into it. But...
actually. I did shitloads of it, but I never actually did the final bit. No, technically didn't finish it. But yeah, it's an amazing game. I mean, if you, like generally speaking, if you're looking at a puzzle and you just like, have no idea what to do, it's probably because you're not looking at the first one. Like that's my favorite thing about that game is that like, all right, Jonathan Blow kind of lost the plot a bit on Twitter, but whatever. Not when he blocked James, he was
Not after
full of
James.
sound mind.
I
when
was-
he-
That
when
was
he
his
did
finest
that.
moment.
I was right about him from the start.
But I love it's the point it's trying to make in that you're walking around this island and there's all this stuff that you're just like, this is impossible, this is completely indecipherable, this is nonsense, but there is a way in to everything. And like that is like the point the game is trying to make is that like there are so many things in life that you're just like, well, I can't do that, I'm too stupid to do that, that's completely that makes no sense to me, whatever. It's like, actually, if you can find the right way into something and build up your knowledge in like the a steady way, like you can look at stuff and be like, oh yeah, I totally get that now. And half an hour ago you thought was completely impossible. Like, and it is just like the human mind is a weird and incredible thing.
Yeah, you are definitely right because even in the first probably like 5 minutes, you do some of the initial puzzles where very much says here's the way to go, and then you're like walking alongside like the big lake, and there's like a door on the left hand side with like a door puzzle. I'm like, I haven't seen these icons before. I didn't know what it was, and I walked a bit further on because I couldn't do it, and I'm like, oh no, hang on. I now get the sequence what I need to do for the door because I've seen some of the, as you say, the earlier ones, even though they're further ahead of me. So I'm in this other bit where I unlocked this like bit of like full motion video talking about the creation of the world, and I was like, okay, that's really cool, but I couldn't quite work out because that bit, the puzzle behind the door, that showed me a picture of something. And I'll take a picture of that, and I'm like, oh, this thing is actually the other side of the island. I'm like, oh, I remember that must be the solution for this. So even though the solutions to these puzzles are like really, really far away, I love the fact that
island.
Yeah, but and now I'm not trying to get out of the room. There's a couple of doors, and there's like different like orangey shapes. I'm like, I don't know where that is. So I guess the earlier versions of them puzzles are elsewhere for me to come back. Anyway, I don't know how long I'll play it. I just really felt like I wanted to play it, and it was nice. The other night just sat in, just playing that, and yeah, it's like quite a stress-free game. But I would love to do it without looking at solutions. But you know me.
That's the problem.
It's one of
I
those
think
where like, I mean, my stance on like difficulty or whatever, like, yeah, fuck it, get through games however you want. Witness is one of the few where it's like you're just going to spoil it for yourself.
Yeah,
if you look up
and
solutions,
I think once I do
because
one,
then
it'll like, I'll do another, and suddenly like there's no challenge, and what's the point? And,
exactly,
yeah,
like
the satisfaction
you'll lose the thread of like a certain type of puzzle if you start looking up solutions.
Yeah, and if I start doing it in the beginning, I'll never get to the more complex ones because I never worked out the earlier ones on my own. So
Exactly.
I don't know if I'll keep playing it, but it's really nice for an evening, up 2 evenings actually playing it. I like to keep playing more. But
there is that point where you play a puzzle game, and if you're looking up solutions, it's like, well, what's the fucking point? It's like passing the pad to someone else at a hard bit of an action game. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah, but you still get to experience the story and narrative and the environments and stuff. You may
there's no
not have like
story or
found the
narrative
solution.
in there, though, is there? On The Witness, it's all about the puzzles, isn't it?
I mean, there are loads of puzzles, but again, I'm waiting for this. There's this moment, so I can get towards that. But no, I'm going to try and avoid that anyway.
Do you not know? You don't know what the moment is?
No.
Because
You don't have. There isn't like a specific
not a
point
moment.
you have to get to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well, no,
it's
I don't
not.
know what.
There's just a twist that you can discover at basically any point.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, I haven't discovered a twist. Oh, at any point. Okay, that's interesting. So it's not like
not
at
really
the
a
end.
twist either, is it? Is it a twist? It's sort of just something that you might not have noticed.
I don't know. We're having to talk.
Yeah,
in
yeah. I
code,
was
which
going
is
to say.
making-
Let's not
right,
talk about
okay,
it anymore.
Okay, fine.
But
Yeah, playing that.
All
Haven't played Final
right.
Fantasy for ages. I need to find time for that as well, I guess.
Cool. All right then. Sean.
Hello. I got a couple of short ones.
Cool.
So yeah, after the Cat Quest 3 thing was on the Nintendo Indie Showcase, I was like, that looks really good, and it looks like it would be really fun to play through with Isaac. And then I remembered Cat Quest 2 was a thing. That also had so the first. I'd never played any of these. The first one, I believe, was single player only. But I was like, yeah, do you know what? I'm gonna buy Cat Quest 2 and like see if it's any fun to play with Isaac. Yeah, it was like £3.80 or something on CD keys on the Switch.
Love that. Love that.
Yeah. So I bought it and we finished it in a weekend.
Wow.
It was it's really good. It's like so it's like this sort of top-down action RPG. You're a cat or a dog, and you're running around fighting enemies. Like it's an action RPG. So there's like very sort of rudimentary melee combat in that you've got a sort of 3-hit melee combo, and then also you can dash. Enemies like really obviously sort of telegraph what they're going to do. If an enemy's about to attack, this sort of big like red area appears around it, and then sort of another red circle sort of stretches to the outer edge, right? So when it reaches that outer edge, the enemy's going to attack, and obviously the red area shows you where they're going to hit, right? So it's like super clear what's going on, which meant it was a really good way to like teach Isaac how this sort of stuff works. Like it's like, right, when the red thing appears, you've got to get out of the way. And then he said, "Fucking way!" I didn't say that to Isaac. And yeah, and so it's just a very clear way of like telegraphing like the flow of what's going on, which is just as well because it gets really hectic quite early on. There's like loads of enemies coming at you and stuff. You also have like magic abilities, and there's like different elements, and there's sort of, like certain enemies have different weaknesses and stuff. And yeah, it was just this proper satisfying so most of the game you are literally running around on the world map, right?
Right.
Like it's this landscape you're running around on, but it's like it'll have like place names like written on it as if it's like an actual map that you're looking at. But then from there you'll go into dungeons and stuff and do like combat trials, or you're like exploring, trying to find treasure chests or whatever. There's like I'm going to call them puzzles. There's like little bits where you might notice. It's a bit like the Korok seeds, right, in Zelda. And you'll be walking around and be like, hang on a minute, those two lanterns there kind of look like they're there for no reason. And then you sort of walk between them and there's an invisible path that leads to like another treasure chest or whatever, stuff like that. It was just really good fun. There's quite a lot of dialogue to get through, and it's all cat and dog puns, and they're really bad. Like quite excruciating at times. Because
It's like a podcast with Matt Murray.
I was going to ask earlier if they're called puzzles or puzzles, but sure they are.
Puzzles.
I mean, that is
are.
the sort of level we're talking.
Yeah,
it's
I've just watched the
quite-
trailer. It's like, there's a lot of puns in the trailer alone.
Yeah, and a lot of them just like don't really work.
Yeah.
And yeah, so and it was kind of frustrating because like obviously Isaac's like learning to read, and I was, for the sake of speeding things up, I was like reading most of the dialogue out for him. But it's like because he's still learning to read, and I'm like, well, do I read out the shit puns?
Yeah,
Which might actually throw him off, or do I read out the word normally, and he might be looking at it thinking, well, that's not
not
spelt
funny.
right. What's the? So yeah, we reached an understanding where it's like, look, Isaac, there's all these like jokes and they get a bit much, so I might just read it out normally, to be honest.
Yeah, come on, short. Read them out. Don't be a pussy.
Hey. But yeah, we had a really good time with it, and it was just really cool. Like, it's the first game that we've just sat and played through in co-op, start to finish together, and legitimately.
There's nothing
finished
better than that shit.
Yeah,
Nothing
really,
better
really
than that
nice.
shit. It's kind of like what I had with Harold, Halibut, and Charlie. He on Saturday just
No
laid
skill in
on.
that, though.
No, I know. He just laid it, and we were just sitting there belly laughing at Harold singing in his filtration system. Yeah, I know. Those moments like that are unbeatable, aren't they? Really.
Yeah, totally. The only other thing I played, which I played and finished inside of 1 week, was Return to Grace. I don't know if any of you have seen
Yes,
this. It's on Game
This,
Pass.
this
I
looks
downloaded
really
this
interesting.
Another walking simulator, right?
It is another walking sim.
Right.
There's some puzzles, not really. I mean, because I think this came out on PC like a year ago. I don't know when it came out on Xbox, but yeah, it landed on Game Pass a couple of weeks ago.
Please tell me this is good.
What, sorry?
Please tell me this is good because
It
the
is.
premise sounds great.
I really enjoyed it. It's quite short. I think it was maybe 2-3 hours long.
Too long, baby.
Basically, the premise is so it's set thousands of years in the future, and you're like an archaeologist, and you've arrived at the site, or you believe to be the site of this incredible AI called Grace, which basically at this point all humanity really knows is that like there used to be this AI that fucking sorted everything out for us, and then it stopped, died, whatever, like it just ceased to exist, and then humanity sort of entered like a new dark age. And now you're like, right, I've found it, like I'm gonna go like reactivate Grace basically. And and it's just you going through this sort of very sort of Art Deco, like shut down like base on this like icy moon. So I can't remember, it does say which moon it's on, but and you're like, sort of turning everything back on, trying to figure out what happened, why Grace went away, whether or not that may have been like the right thing to do. And what's cool is the way it works is as you're progressing and you're like powering things on, is that basically Grace is made up of like a series of like other AIs. It like splits off into like different aspects of her personality. So like first you meet logic, and then you meet control, and then there's like empathy, and then there'll be certain situations where like for whatever reason, like maybe one of the AI you need isn't quite cooperating or whatever. So you'd be like, right, mix, like you don't get any say in this. This just sort of plays out, right? It's just your character talking to these AIs, and she's like, right, I want a mix of logic and empathy. And then by mixing logic and empathy, you get this sort of this other AI that's like a sort of plucky, sort of young engineer, like a sort of kid engineer, like personality, and they're like really helpful and like enthusiastic. And then the sort of other combinations of these AIs sort of emerge as the game progresses. And it's just really nicely done. You find out what happened. It's like incredibly well paced. Like there are bits of the story where you can wander about and find out as much as you want if you want to, but if you just want to plow through, that's absolutely fine. Like you won't miss anything crucial. Like it's all just sort of additional flavor, I suppose. The only thing I would say is like I think there's like 3 potential endings. You would have to be a fucking idiot to not get the good one. Like
I was gonna say, I think I should play this. Got a bad ending, Sean.
There's like a good ending, and then there's like a bad ending, and then an even worse ending. And to get either of the latter 2, you would have to just be like, you'd have to do it on purpose. It's so obviously telegraphed that like it's probably not the way forward.
Well, I've had this installed since it came out on Game Pass because so I'll play it and I'll hopefully get the bad.
It's weird, like visually, it's clearly like a small team working within their limitations. It sounds really patronising. It's clearly not like AAA shiny graphics, but there are bits of it that are really stunning. Like the design of the environments is really cool. Voice acting throughout I thought was pretty top notch. It was just a perfectly lovely way to spend 2 to 3 hours, and enjoyed it.
That sounds really cool.
Like good.
That.
Yeah.
Nice. And that is what we've been playing this week. It's time to get... Look, I wanted to do this after everything, because I know not everyone's into this.
First.
Yeah, go on.
I mean, he's sent it me as a WhatsApp video, which appears to just be his face. So I think this is just going to be him singing, but whatever. Here goes. Cammy, I hope this is suitable for radio, mate.
John, you've put me under pressure to do a tattoo bet musical sting. I don't have any of my gear, so I'm doing one take of this. So here you go. The tattoo bet, oh, the tattoo bet. What kind of tattoo will the loser get? A massive pile of steaming poo, or the box art from Juice 2. On the arm or on the jaw. Jedi Survivor or Outlaws. The tattoo bet, oh, the tattoo bet. What kind of tattoo will the loser get?
That's pure.
I got time for it.
Superb.
I got time for
That's
it.
pure talent right there.
Yeah, I know not everyone's into this, but I fucking am. We've mentioned it loads of times. there's a bet going on. Matt bet James Farley that Star Wars Outlaws will get a higher Metacritic rating than Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Let's pick a platform first. What platform are we going with?
I think we should go with whatever is the highest score for either of them.
Okay.
All right.
So, okay, that's weird.
What game is he playing?
Hang on. What?
He wants a tattoo.
Hang on. So, the 85. That's the PS5.
Yeah, that's
so
the one you've got to compare it to, right?
Yeah,
It's got to be whatever the 85
Jedi
was.
Survivor is 85 on.
All right, well, let's.
Metacritic.
Okay, but then it wouldn't really be fair to say that it has to be like with PS5 as well. Like that feels a bit like because it may be that it's better on another platform. So I just think it should be whichever one.
Yeah, but that's the direct comparison. So it got 78 on PC, 85 on PS5, and 86 on Xbox.
Oh, it's Xbox.
So let's go
then,
with
obviously.
let's go with PS5. No, let's go with PS5 then. So you're directly
direct.
comparing the critic review on the PS5. Also, in fairness, you know, the PC for Jedi Survivor, the PC was based on 26 critics reviews, the PS5 121 critic reviews, and the Xbox a mere 18 critic reviews.
Wow.
So I think we should probably
stick
go
with
with
the
PS5.
biggest
Right?
platform.
PS5. Okay.
So
yeah,
that's
should be Xbox then in that case. You know.
Yeah, right. So 85. So
Xbox reviewers are just a better class, to be honest. I mean, it's-
So
it's got
the
to get
loser-
86.
Yeah,
Hang
it's
on,
got to get
okay.
86 or above. If
But-
it's 85, it's the bet's off. And if
I
it's lower,
Yeah, but there has to be such an anticlimax. I think there has to be a winner or a loser. I think I'd like it to be 85, but if it is, it's like that's like the worst possible outcome after all this.
it is, but also
think
it's
we
pretty
should-
incredible. No,
Well,
I think
I agree. It should just be if it's 85, then
Bets
that's
off.
it.
It's
Yeah,
off.
it's done. Yeah.
Okay, the big thing is to determine like the timeline. Do we count it after 3 days, 5 days, a week? I mean,
I think it's got to be 7 days after launch.
yeah.
7 days at what time? Well, you need to be specific because someone might drop a review at like 3 o'clock and change the score. on
Well,
the
it
last
launches
day.
at midnight. It launches at midnight, so 7 days at midnight.
How long do
Well, it's been-
Metacritic actually accept new reviews for? Do they not just?
I think it is ongoing.
Is it?
Yeah, it probably is.
Yeah.
Yeah, to give it. Yeah.
Okay, right. So the loser has to get a tattoo of the other person's choosing. We haven't decided where the tattoo's going.
Sorry,
what
can
the
I ask
tattoo's
you
gonna be,
an annoying
yeah.
question? So we said a week. Is that from the embargo or from?
I think it has to be
launch?
from the embargo.
Oh, it's got to be from the embargo. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's got to be from the embargo. So the moment it goes up, it's 7 days to that hour,
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever
and that's
time,
when
whatever
that's the
day it
cut
is.
off. That's the
I mean,
cut-off.
most embargoes, generally they're kind of in the middle of the day, UK time, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, whatever. But and so probably impossible. But I would love it if we could get on a stream, James, where the reviews are coming through and we're watching the scores come through live. I start putting lightly with work and whatnot, but. It would be great to here we go. Oh,
Well, we can get to that. So when's Outlaws coming out? End of
30th
August.
of August
Yeah.
this year.
Okay. Shit, man, it's not that far off. So you two now have to come up with an idea for the other person's tattoo, and you've got to try and find a happy medium, one that you can both
Should we-
agree on.
Yeah, okay, we both got design ideas here, but should we determine the placement now?
I
that
think
go
that
to-
should be up to the person. I
Up
think
to
to
don't.
decide.
Up to who? Up to which person? The
That's
winner or
not what we
loser?
agreed. That's not what we agreed.
Up to the
What do you
winner or
mean?
loser?
It should be up to the person who's getting the
Well,
tattoo. They should be able
but the
to
thing
choose where
is,
it's
though,
going.
James, here's the thing, right? You don't have to agree to it,
Hmm.
but there's got to be a bit of bartering because you want Matt to get an embarrassing tattoo in a funny place, right? And
I'm
he
not
wants
that
you.
bothered, but
I
Yeah.
think
You've
the
got to sort
embarrassing
of.
tattoo
You've
is
got to sort of.
probably
There's a bit
the-
of give and take. There's a bit of
that's how I
give and
thought it was gonna
take.
Play out, yeah.
Where would you
Yeah.
want it, James?
Oh, I'm not going
Out
to
of
say
interest.
now, is it? Because that is just
No, I mean,
whatever I want
the
is not going to
fair-
happen.
You want it.
The fairest way is, like James designs it, and I at least get the opportunity to say where I want it.
That's what I was saying. Yeah.
But what if it's not as funny? If you put it somewhere.
Well,
James
I
wouldn't
suppose
put
it. No, I suppose it is fair. I suppose
Because
maybe you're right.
I could-
They're
Well,
both in
what's-
agreement.
Yeah.
I think
we've got to remember. We've got to remember here, Sean. We are bystanders, right? We are not doing
True,
this.
yeah, it's very, very
We've
sad.
got to
Be
sit
like, no,
back
get
a
it on
little
your
bit.
face.
Yeah.
So
you're
Matt,
right,
would you
you're
agree with me, right, that it should be up to the person who's getting it to decide where it's going? Yeah.
Yeah, so if I lose, I get to decide where
Yeah,
it goes.
exactly,
Yes,
yeah.
I think, yeah,
Well,
definitely.
go on then. Well, where are you going to decide to have it?
But I think that kind of depends on the design.
Yeah, because I think you can decide after you know what it is.
Right. Okay, but it's got to be decided. It's got to be fixed
Yeah.
today.
So just also, yeah, like Sean and Bo just asked in the chat, and is this our first tattoos? Yeah, it's both our first tattoos. I've wanted a tattoo for years. Almost got one last year, cancelled it, etc. I can fully see. Let's assume I lose. I mean, maybe it's a good chance I'm going to lose. That I can see, wherever the tattoo goes, I can maybe see other tattoos appearing alongside it or around it to maybe take the heat off that one particular tattoo.
Right. Okay, but
James
you
may have
can't
designed.
get it covered up straight
No,
away.
no, no, I'm not getting covered. Yeah, covered
He's
up.
gonna put,
He's
like,
getting
two
it, then he's
rings
just going to
around
get a sleeve. You know, after this.
Yeah. No,
Okay,
I might,
okay,
yeah,
okay.
I might. Yeah, okay. Just,
Okay.
Anyway.
Who's going to put the first idea forward?
I'll start, I guess. So this is my first idea for one of James's tattoos. Now, James loves. I've got loads, and some of these are good, some of these are shit. So we'll
Yeah, most of mine are not great, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
So this is one of them in the Star Trek category.
I was hoping it would be one of these. But yeah, go on.
of tattoos. Now, I was looking for.
Please
kind
be
of-
the word Star Wars in the Star Trek font.
Well, yeah. So I've got some more solid ideas, but one of them was basically I was going to have like Spock with like a famous kind of Yoda quote or that kind of
pretty
stuff.
good.
you
That
know,
is good.
which I think would really piss him off. It was like Gui Con Jinn saying like "Beam me up, Scotty," that kind of stuff. I think
I absolutely could not do that. That would kill me. Because I hate
Christensen's face.
don't fuck with my Star Trek.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
That's exactly why I wanted to do that. Basically, a Star Trek character with a Star Wars quote and vice versa.
That is really good, James.
Yeah.
That is funny.
So another, when I was looking for worst Star Trek quotes ever, there's a character called Dr. Beverly Crusher.
Dr. Beverly Crusher, yeah.
Dr. Beverly. And one line that they say in the show is, "I did fall asleep reading a particularly erotic chapter in my grandmother's journal."
oh my god, it's from fucking Sub
Oh,
Rosa.
Yeah, which
Christ.
is one of the worst episodes.
I kind of want that with either a really bad picture of Spock or Dr. Beverly or Dr. Beverly Crusher with big thick tights.
I don't want that. I mean, dull old Bev. I mean, she's like the worst, one of the worst characters in it.
Well, okay, so there. So
Is that out of the question then, James?
I'm not keen on that. No, I don't fuck with my Star Trek.
What about-
It's important to me.
What about
To me.
yeah? What about a Star Trek quote said by
Yoda.
Padme?
Yeah, what about
No. What else have you got?
that?
Go on.
Such is that. I do
Okay,
like that.
well, them two are from my Star Trek category. I think
Well,
it's your
hold
turn
on.
now.
You got to put one forward, James. What's
Yeah.
yours?
Okay, I mean, the first one I came up with, I mean, these are all so crap. The first one I came up with was a Star Wars Jedi Survivor logo with 85% incorporated into it.
Okay. Okay.
Fucking hell, that's horrendous. Now, Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I mean,
I have a logo.
Yeah,
I like Star Wars, but I wouldn't want to get a tattoo of it.
with 85%
Well, you're not going to want to get
incorporated
any
into
of
it.
these ones. This
Yeah,
is
you're
the
not-
problem.
not gonna
You've
like
I was
said-
hoping-
He's not going to say something. A design.
No,
of
I've
your
got a
choosing.
couple here that I think that he may be happier about.
yeah.
Go on then.
So, Star Wars Jedi Survivor logo doesn't need the EA bit on it.
No,
Yes,
that's
yes.
that. Yeah.
Because if you look at the logo, it's got EA in the bottom line. I know, James is gonna die.
Oh my god! What if Matt's got to get the EA logo and James has got to get the Ubisoft logo?
Oh dear,
Oh no, because
I'm not getting Ubisoft. No chance.
There's problems. Yeah.
Okay, well, okay. If not
Okay.
Ubisoft, how about one of the new Embracer group names? Coffee Stain and Friends.
like all three, but in like a Triforce.
Yeah.
Like,
Coffee Stain and Friends just above his arsehole.
Okay, yeah, right. Yeah, I don't want to have a Jedi Survivor logo and the EA bit, James. I'll be honest with you.
Okay. Can I do my next one?
Okay, yeah.
Go on.
Okay. How
I'll take
about
your turns.
then a Crystal Palace badge,
Okay.
right? Yeah, like the
Yeah.
badge, right? But
Yeah.
remove the football and put 85% in it. Or instead of 85%, the Metacritic of Star Wars Outlaws, like score, for the football.
Okay, so the Palace logo, but instead of the red ball,
It's,
the number 85 or whatever.
yeah, or either that or the Metacritic of Outlaws.
That's a possible. That's a possible actually. Yeah, put that in the maybe
Hold on.
category.
Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. Right, so Crystal Palace Football Club, when were they formed?
1861.
Okay, so we forget. No, it says 1861.
Yeah.
That's
That's impossible.
Doesn't that make them the oldest football club of all
It makes
time?
them one of. Who is the oldest?
It's Bury, isn't it? Or
It's
it
not.
was Bury.
It says they were formed on the Palace website. It says 1905.
But on the badge it says 1861.
What if it gets? This is the problem. What if it gets 61% on Metacritic? It looks like he's done it intentionally. Then James,
Oh, here we go. Nail about in
although
chat
formerly
says-
created
yeah.
as a professional outfit in 1905, the site. Oh, this is one of those things that fans are just fucking forcing home to try and make the Crystal Palace.
I'm just-
1905. 1905.
Just saying.
Either way, remove the little football and just put the number.
Okay, that's a maybe.
That's a maybe, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I've got some big ideas here and some smaller ideas. Let's go with one of the. Oh, I've got some. Okay, this isn't like the it's not like the Gotti show. I don't have to save my big ones until the end. So let's just go in order. No, that's rubbish.
Go on. Go.
Okay, this is my big idea. This may not work. Right. Who remembers the $1 million homepage idea from the the .com boom?
Yeah.
So I'm suggesting a 12
Oh my
by
god, I know where you're going.
a 12 by 12 grid, and brands, listeners, people can pay to have whatever they want in them grids, and that gets tattooed on James Farley.
Absolutely not. There's no way that's happening.
It's a great idea, but I can't blame James for
Oh, come on!
saying
We can raise money for charity.
that's true.
Oh, hold on. I want a cut of this. He's not turned up for half the year.
Well, if
He's
you,
got
if
to
you-
pay back a little.
yeah, like you might want Dave. You might want to buy a few grid squares, and you can put a Millwall logo on. Sean put a
Span in the
Tranmere
chat
badge
pointing
on.
out that 12 by 12 would be huge. I think he's got a point.
Yeah, I was about to say. You do now realise that you've gone from asking him to put a tattoo of your choosing to asking him to put 144 tattoos of your choosing. Of the listeners' choose.
Yeah, exactly. We
loophole.
just you're outsourcing the tattoo to the listeners, essentially.
Yeah. Okay. So you're saying no, James? To that
I'm
one?
saying
Yeah,
no
he's
to that.
definitely saying
Absolutely
no
not.
to that.
Fucking
That's
sport.
insane.
Okay, a bit more sensible. I've got a couple of heavy rain ones.
Ooh.
Now, some of the tattoos I have seen and liked, it's where it's almost like an unfurled scroll. Imagine that, and with like maybe a quote on. So I'm thinking like one of them, it's like an unfurled scroll, maybe with like Norman Jayden, quite tastefully done. Scroll at the top, maybe some leaves, and then scroll at the bottom. The top one will say, "With your psychology degree," and the bottom one is, "and your great glasses," and there's Norman Jayden there. It could be quite tasteful.
That's a possible.
Yeah.
That's a possible. That
It's
one.
possible.
That's a
Could
possible.
be
Yeah.
quite tasteful. That's a quote from the game, obviously. This one's not a
I
quote.
thought you just could you just have Jason tattooed on your arms?
Yeah. I mean, Jason's the one. This one is not a quote, but I was thinking again, like ribbon, and the top one would say the door, and then the bottom says "is not your boss," and it's her trying to get through the door.
That's also pretty good.
Madison Page,
Yeah.
I think it is. Yeah, trying to get through the door. So these actually could be quite tasteful. Could
Yeah,
be
I mean,
quite well done.
these ones are in the maybe pile. I think. Yeah.
Whoa.
Okay.
Heavy rain tattoo. Unbelievable. Go on.
Okay, James, it's probably your go.
I was thinking a tattoo of May from Night in the Woods.
That'd be class, though.
Yeah.
That
Don't
would
give
be
Matt
class.
that. He'd love
but
that.
also an eternal reminder of how he lied on the podcast.
True.
Yeah. Okay. That's a maybe.
It's a
yeah,
cool.
'cause
It's quite a cool design, though.
That
yeah.
James is a genius idea. That one.
Mm-hmm.
Well done.
Because out of context, no one will ever know. It's just a cool
That's
picture of
true.
a cat.
You've thrown him a
But
bit of a
we'll
bone
know.
there.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I've got a
Yeah,
couple of
well,
bones here. But
All right,
yeah.
so- yeah. Well, I've got a bone for you actually, James. Right,
Go on.
here's my
Oh,
one.
yeah. Here's
Um,
my bone for you, James.
here's my bone
I'm
for you,
sure this
James.
is going to be
This is the episode title.
horrendous.
It's a Twitch subscribe button. So it's a
that's
purple
done him.
button
Blimey.
with $4.99 on it.
No.
No?
I prefer the heavy rain tattoo to that. Honestly.
But it's great. Like we can get in a place where it is visible on your, on your streams. You can just like put your arm up, and it's a massive kind of Twitch subscribe. It's like, do that, please. No, you don't fancy that. You don't. fancy that?
No, I'm not doing that.
Okay, fine. These two, probably unlikely, but we'll see what you think. Who remembers a little?
This is such a weird bit of the show.
Who remembers a little known
God.
person called Peter Moore?
Yeah.
Now, I'm thinking, James, either the Halo 2 tattoo, or if you want to be a bit future thinking, what he did for GTA 5, but GTA 6 with a predicted release date. Because I'm
Let's
thinking,
say, if you
unless
get the
you get it
Halo one,
right,
it would have
it's gonna
November
be-
9th underneath it.
well, no, I'm thinking like, unless you get it 100% right, which is unbelievable, then you're going to have GTA 6 with the wrong release date tattooed on you.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. And also, you can like put your arm up and say, GTA 6 is coming January 1st? What? I don't know. And I'll let you decide the date, James. Maybe your birthday, I don't know.
I can't believe how quickly James moved past Yoda with "Live Long and Prosper" underneath. it.
I can't do that.
think
I'm
that's
sure I
amazing.
can't
That
do
is
that.
so funny.
James, you might want to re-review. You might
Luke
think,
Skywalker saying "Make it go."
actually- Yeah. Yeah, like,
I'd rather have the GTA 6 tattoo honestly than that. It's yeah.
Wow. Okay.
is GTA 6 with a release date of your choosing on the maybe pile?
Yeah, put it on the maybe pile.
It's not. That's nowhere near. He's not going for that at all. You'd rather have the heavy rain one, wouldn't you?
Yeah, definitely.
So what? You got any more for Matt?
Yeah, I had Game FAQs logo.
That's very good. That's very good. That's very
Are they even going anymore?
Yeah.
Oh, they are.
Game FAQs is very
I'm
good.
more of a
James.
Game 8 man. Oh, yeah, that's quite...
Is that on the maybe pile?
Oh, no, because there's no way of getting around that, is there?
Well, because what's great about it is like it's sort of a joke about you looking up solutions to games, but also no one uses. I mean, it's still going, but no one
Yeah,
uses
no one
game
uses
facts in
that.
the way they used to. Right?
Yeah.
It's not really a thing.
Yeah, but there's no way of getting round that, is there? Can you get a 12 by 12 square? This is my main one.
I don't want that, James.
The game facts one is fucking excellent. James,
is
you're
very
way
funny.
better than this. I thought you would be.
I mean, the other one,
Font, but no.
I've got another one.
Go on.
This would be like a little list, like like a list, right? A checklist of classic games that Matt has yet to play.
That's good because
You can get a new
when I
tattoo
play them,
every
I
time
can
they
get
get
I can get another
ticked.
tattoo.
Yeah,
to
when?
tick.
Yeah, to tick them off.
When that
What
happens,
games
yeah.
on there? What games are on there? James?
I don't know, like Mario, Zelda, Sonic. Basically everything that Matt hasn't played.
Well, I have played a Mario game.
Or maybe just the 500 moon challenge on the plate. The 500
yeah.
moon challenge written on a plate.
But what if I get that done before the actual game comes out?
With the Matt, you still got to get
None and void, not
tattoo,
happening.
haven't you?
Not fucking happening, boy.
But how close are we now? Because we fired out a lot of ideas.
No, I've got
I've
more.
got more.
think?
I've got more. Yeah.
Well, then let's rattle through them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, one of mine, James. Sonic kissing Big the Cat of a blue boner.
Oh.
Would you have a blue boner though, or was he not?
Well,
Like a dog's-
you can choose whatever colour you want, James. Could be pink. Don't matter.
No, I'm good.
Okay, this is the last Hail Mary, really. I mean, I think you might accept this. Have you seen this like tattoo design where it looks like it's like an iron-on patch? Have you seen that? It looks like it looks amazing. I mean, I probably wouldn't choose it for myself, but you can. I've seen some tattoo designs where it looks like it's an iron-on patch you might put on like a denim jacket. That with I Heart Cozy Games, pastels, autumn leaves, almost like the lo-fi beats kind of, girl at a computer. That somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, I could go for that.
maybe it's
I
a
could go
shield,
for
maybe.
that.
I thought you were going to say no to that.
The
No, I
Cozy
could go for
Games
that one.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we got maybes for James is the Cozy Games Heavy Rain tattoo. I mean, if you're going for a Heavy Rain tattoo, James, you can't let Matt have the bloody Night in the Woods one, can you?
That's the thing, isn't it? Because it's quite good. You see the Night in the Woods one. It's like, it looks all right.
Well, the Heavy Rain one could be decent. I mean,
Come on.
I might get that myself.
Come on, there's no way I'm getting around that.
Can I finish mine? Because I've got a couple more.
Yeah.
Jabba the Hutt. I mean, that was just one. I was just throwing that
Well,
out
that's
because
it.
of the just Jabba the Hutt.
Monkey tennis?
Yeah, I was gonna say what you see.
That's because of the whole Outlaws thing, because of the scandal
Jabba
around
the
the
Hutt.
DLC.
Yeah, lightsaber.
Then I was also thinking Sega Rally logo.
I mean, I'll be
That's
up for
cool
that.
as fuck.
Fucking be up for that. Let's have a look
Yeah,
at
you'd
the
love
text
that.
again.
I mean, I was thinking Sega Rally logo or
Here we
Sega
go.
Saturn logo was the other.
Oh, the Sega Saturn. I'd get the Sega Saturn one.
I'd rather have a Sega Rally, but let's just double check. Yeah. Well,
Matt, you're not supposed to love it. Like, this is...
well,
you're
but I've got to like it a bit.
You still got to choose
Can I-
his
Well, you've
favourite.
not done that for me.
Can I just remind you the ones that you suggested for James? Like, I've got to like it a bit.
He loves Heavy Rain.
I don't. It's a
He
terrible
doesn't.
game.
He hates David Cage.
Yeah.
You know what, right? So, I rarely say this, but Scientologists in the chat's had a good idea. Sega Rally arcade cabinet as a tattoo.
Right,
You
but
don't get to
that's
suggest your own.
not... You don't get to pick your own...
Okay, fine. Right, what's on the list then?
Also, I mean, I was also some sort of design that has 16-bit pixel, sort of incorporated into
No.
it. But,
No, I'm not doing that, James. Right. What
What about the design on the tribal Game Boy Advance SP? What about that design?
Okay, what are the options? Let's go for the list because this is dragging on.
So we got the Crystal Palace badge with the football change to give the Metacritic score of Outlaws.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, okay, keep going.
What else I have? So May from Night in the Woods, but I might retract that one. 'cause
Well,
it's
no,
too
I
good.
mean that's probably my
Very
chosen
good.
one actually.
I mean, that seems perfect to me because it's cool.
It
But
does.
also, there's shame attached to it.
But James needs one of a similar level. The problem is Matt's getting a nice, decent tattoo there that you can get away with.
Yeah.
Whereas James is getting the guy from Heavy Rain tattooed on a scroll
But it
on his
could be.
back.
I haven't even determined kind of the graphical style really. I think that could be tastefully done with the crow and the. I think I should design it really, if anything, or I could commission a tattoo.
See,
Let's get it done.
I think if I mean, I
Okay, if
shouldn't
I choose
be really
May,
involved.
if I choose May, then what
Yeah,
does
but
James
I
have
think
to
if
get
James picks Heavy Rain, I reckon you've got to go Game Facts.
then? I don't want game. That wasn't even on my maybe list, was it? Where else on my maybe list? It wasn't Game Facts.
The only thing on your maybe list is the one from the Night in the
No,
Woods.
no, the Palace
The
one. was
Sega
number
Rally
one.
logo, is that not on the maybe pile?
Sega Rally, yeah, that's an option. I would, yeah, Sega
Actually, I
Rally.
just realised I've been far too kind here. Like,
I actually realise that I don't like this. I actually don't like this now.
Well, I'm afraid me, Sean, and James are getting a tattoo, so accept it.
I got the
yeah.
Citizen Sleeper one. On the same
Oh
day.
man, I wish I'd have told James about the tribal Game Boy Advance SP thing because
no,
that
accept it
on
anyway.
Matt's back is really funny.
Yeah,
his whole
okay.
back.
The whole
I mean,
back.
yeah, Sega Rally logo I'll do because that's an all timer. Sega Rally or May, I'll be happy with them.
Well, then it should probably be a game logo for James, then, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Inscryption logo.
Well,
But
I'm
if,
trying
Matt,
to
if you're having Sega Rally, which is like a beloved game that you really like, can't I get
true.
something that I actually like?
Okay, well, name a game you like then.
Yakuza, isn't it?
Oh, Pepper grinder? What? Just a Yakuza logo?
No, I don't think I want that. That would be.
What?
People will
What?
get the wrong idea.
The Rainbow Six Vegas logo. Sonic the Hedgehog.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, so
Sonic
Sonic
the
Adventure. Sonic
Hedgehog.
Adventure.
Sonic Adventure.
Adventure logo.
I mean, I've got something I probably would like.
Go
Okay.
on.
What about like a Shenmue one? Of like the logo of that, because I quite like that.
How about? Like,
That's a no.
no.
Well, to be
I
fair,
see-
because we said Matt couldn't pick his own, and now we're sort of letting James.
Yeah,
his
well,
own
Yeah, but he
side.
is. But that's because I gave Matt like a whole ton of ones that are actually good.
That's true.
And it's.
I gave you some.
I got
great
nothing. I
ones.
just got shit.
How many people have tuned out now?
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking
No,
about
everyone's
myself.
loving this. This is
Like, Jar Jar Binks with like a Star Trek quote, like that.
Fuck no.
Just Jar Jar Binks. Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, Jar Jar. I'll get May, you get Jar Jar.
that's not.
That is not cruel.
That's
One is an
not fair.
iconic character, the other one is whatever.
Naylor Ben's just suggested a Shantae tattoo, James.
No, no, absolutely not. There's.
Okay, James. I will get Sega Rally. You will get Dead or Alive Beach Volleyball.
No.
I do like the idea. I do like the idea of it being Star Wars themed though.
Yeah.
Like Jar Jar for James and Jabba for Matt or something.
Oh no, can I have one of the little guys that goes? Oh, hang on.
Stop!
Right, no,
The little guys that go what, Matt?
there's a little guy who he's like a little mechanic guy in like one of the more recent.
Should we
He
one of the
goes
pit droids?
Yeah, and it's like it's like screaming. And
Oh
stuff.
yeah, that guy from the
It's
third
Yoda,
film.
mate.
Listen, Matt.
This is the
Would
worst.
you
We should-
get?
should
Would
have
you?
cut-
Let me
should-
do
we should
it.
cut
Would
this.
you get Chewbacca from the Star Wars
Yeah,
Jedi?
yeah. How about that's the one we both get? Like whoever loses has to get that Chewbacca from Jedi Fallen Order.
Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah. Babu Freak, that's the one. Oh, just fuck, I just hurt my wrist. Yeah, Babu Freak, Blue Lou, yeah. Babu Freak.
That's pretty good actually. So you'll Chewbacca from Jedi
Yeah.
Fallen Order.
Yeah, we'll take the picture Sam sent. Yeah, and then so it's the same total for both of us basically. So whoever
Oh my
loses,
God, I
like,
mean, just Google Chewbacca Fallen Order. It's fucking hilarious.
yeah, like,
But you know what's going to happen? Like, any tattoo artist, though, is going to look at that and be like, I'm not doing that because people will think it's a shit tattoo.
Okay, no, right, no, but I've just googled Chewbacca Fallen Order, and one of the images in Google, like, you look for the headline that says Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order Wookiees were cursed from Screen Rant. That's the image I want.
Yeah, no, I can
he's
see that
looking-
one.
He's
Yeah.
looking shocked.
Oh no. The one I can see it says just started playing this game and so far, yeah,
Okay, no
it's
matter.
I need to get it.
So, is it a cop out if we both get the same tattoo? Like, as in, like,
No.
one of us has to get. Okay, is that
I
fair?
don't think that's a
know.
cop out.
So whoever
I don't think
loses
it's a cop
gets a shit Chewbacca.
It's not Chewbacca, is it? It's just a Wookiee.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I think it's
No,
just
that's not me.
Wookiee, yeah.
I'm not like. Actually, I'm just checking.
I've just put the image in the chat for the ones that I think you should get.
David, that is exactly the same one I was just looking at.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that'd be great. Okay, I'll agree to that. We'll have to get an outline of it. Yeah, and then we get to decide where to put it as well.
Yeah.
I'm thinking the
But
whole
hold on,
length
is
from my
James
back.
agreeing to this? Because he doesn't look like he's agreeing to this.
Come on, James, imagine that on your inner thigh. You're like, Valentine's night, Chen,
I
can
mean,
have a look
this,
at this?
to be honest,
love
this
that.
is better than any of Matt's suggestions.
Fuck
Right.
off. The Heavy Rain one was going to be funny and cool.
It was not. It sounded shit.
What about Dr. Beverly Crusher? You don't want her back?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I will have a shitty Wookiee on me.
A shit Wookiee on you, James.
All right, okay, let's do that.
Oh
go
my
for a
God!
Wookiee.
Yes, mate.
I don't like this. I don't like this. This is fucking weird.
But we'll have to. But also we'll have to decide the
big?
design as well. Like
No, this.
No,
like
we
we're getting
won't.
us
That's the
like
design.
That's
outline
locked in.
this.
That is the design.
Yeah.
which
Not
one? What-
outline of it. It's got to be filled in.
Oh, I don't want.
Otherwise
I
you
don't,
don't get the
colour.
full
Can I?
effect.
Can I mind black work? I don't want. I don't.
Yeah, I
colour.
don't want a colour
Colour
one
be
either. That's just
shit.
weird.
Oh,
Yeah.
What? So you want a black and white version of that?
Well, yeah, but with like the kind of nice like shading and stuff, but not.
No,
I
it
don't
can't
colour.
look. No, it needs to look like
No,
that, Matt.
with shade. Yeah,
Look.
I know, but they can do that black and white with like the what they do.
All right. Okay. I can't believe we're getting. I can't believe you're doing this. Where are you having it? Matt.
Yeah, where am I going to have it? That this is gonna be really bad, isn't it?
Bicep.
Bicep.
I was thinking just like here. Like,
What?
you know,
Look, James, do you want it
shoulder.
so like you see his little like feet poking out when you wear a t-shirt?
that's true. I don't want
Or
that.
do you want
to
him
be
upside
possible, yeah.
down?
Yeah,
so
his
just his
little
head
face.
comes out. It's just like you're wearing a t-shirt. It's like a little head upside
You
down.
can't have it on. Have it on your shoulder blade or somewhere you can cover it up.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, maybe like
Get it
back
on
there.
your neck
or
so
something.
his head's just poking out.
Someone needs to tell Sam White this is happening.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm
don't
sure we'll
worry.
find out. Yeah, I don't. Where would I? Do I want? I don't. Where do I want it so people can see it? No, but
Like your
it's
rib
also.
cage
It's
on the
almost
side.
okay. Let's say in the
Oh, this
future, right? Maybe you're entertaining someone. Is it better to have like that as a surprise, or to see a bit and you're like, is it best they know something's happening, or if when you take your top off or trousers off, you're like, what the? Is that Wookiee? It is a Wookiee actually from Fallen Order. It's the best.
To look.
Chewbacca. No, it's not fucking Chewbacca. Get out.
You idiot.
That's the thing. They'll look at it and they'll be like, "Is that from Fallen Order?" Because it's
Yeah, it is. It's like, I fancy you even
I
more
can't
right now.
act this.
Okay.
But also, this is not
Where?
going to be massive either. That's the other thing. This is not going to be like a massive
No,
one.
it's just got to
define
be big
massive.
enough to... So where you having it, James?
I don't know. Maybe like just on my back, like a
Sure,
bit.
right on
Yeah.
his back.
Well, so
Okay.
you're not going to see it. Maybe that's the
No,
best
I
route,
don't want to see
actually.
it. Yeah,
But
Matt,
other
where
people
you
will
having
see
it?
nah, they won't.
Just above my arse.
What? Like in
What,
the
in the middle?
What in the middle bit?
Like they're
into
probably
the
not called
crevice.
them anymore, but like tramp stamps. But it's like it's the Wookiee but sideways. Don't know.
You're having it
Sideways wouldn't
sideways.
What?
No, sorry. Oh fuck, I don't know what to do. I'm actually quite scared now.
You've got to pick a place. We've got to go. We need to end this
We do have to
podcast.
go.
It's
This
2.5
is-
hours.
It's 2.5 hours. I need to go home. And this is people shutting off in their droves. I'm not sure it can be visible on my legs because what if I go on holiday? Top of my foot? No, because I
Not
quite
really
like
painful.
going sockless, and they'll see a little Wookiee poking out.
Surely if it's like high up on your thigh, if you're wearing shorts, you'd be alright.
Was it
It's got to be on
inner,
your ass then.
like a
isn't it?
Wookiee on my inner thigh?
I was going to say outer, but
That might be off-putting. I just don't. When I'm going for a wee, I'll see his little face poke out.
you go, yeah, mate, you're right.
Oh, okay, right. Okay, top of the shoulder, James. How big are we thinking?
I was thinking like so big. I don't know.
So if I wear a white t-shirt,
Like, you
someone
need
can
to
see
be
the
bigger than
Wookiee through
that
the
to get all the
t-shirt.
detail in. Yeah.
Have you
what,
seen
like-
the polys
like
on that?
5-6 inches, something like that.
What if I've got on my arse? Who
So I
knows?
was thinking just like that. That's what I was thinking, like that sort of size.
I must get
Yeah,
a
come
Wookiee
on.
on my arse. No one's gonna see my arse anyway.
It's
Arse?
a bad place to get a tattoo. I know I keep saying it. It's meant to be awful.
Well,
Old
it's gonna be
tattoo
awful. I'm
Sean
getting a
there.
Wookiee tattooed on me because of a stupid podcast bet, Sean. The whole thing's gonna be awful. Yeah, I'll get it on my arse.
Right. Okay. There it is. Okay. So that's the bet now. So on the 30th
Can't
of
believe Matt's
August.
going to get a tattoo on his arse.
Right.
Well,
But you
just-
can't, you can't do that because we've got to do. We're gonna
What do you mean? I
obviously
can't do that.
no, because obviously this is all going to be filmed, for the content and everything.
It's not my asshole. It's just my
Yeah,
cheek.
but we have to blur it, won't we? Like,
No,
on
we won't. It's
We're
just
not on MTV.
no, if we try to
It's
put it on
fine.
YouTube, it's not gonna. They're not
it's
gonna be
just
happy
about-
about Matt's arse
Oh,
like,
it's
hanging
just
an
out.
about-
arse cheek.
tastefully.
You're not
Cover
seeing
up
inside my bum.
Yeah, we'll cover it up.
It'll just be,
Yeah.
a very tight shot of Matt's very tight arse.
Yeah, with,
mate,
with
you
a Wookiee
can't,
on one.
mate. Honestly, he's getting a tattoo for this stupid fucking bet of a shit Wookiee from Jedi Fallen Order. We cannot have a go at him for where he's having it because of it might have content limitations. We can't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just going
Right.
to involve a strike on our YouTube channel. I'm going for enough,
End of
thank
the-
you.
It'll be very tasteful.
No one's going to see it. Or if they do, I'm
Right.
like, look, by the way, just when I turn around, there's going to be a Wookiee. So, just forget you see that.
A part of me thinks it should just be a Chewbacca tattoo because maybe. Do you think that's going too far? The shit.
It's funnier
One.
this way, isn't it?
I don't think we should make it really shit, honestly, because it's.
Oh,
not-
look, have you seen the game?
I think if you get a good tattooist, and I do know one, to do like a good line art version of it, but just so he's got that like insane face.
Yes. Yeah. It needs.
yeah,
to
yeah,
face
yeah.
something.
Happy
So
with that.
it's
Yeah.
actually quite cool, but just a bit weird.
All right.
I think that'll work.
The
Okay.
tattooists, Sean, have you spoken to them about doing this?
Oh, Avayak.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's see how it goes.
I'm not scared now, actually.
So that's it.
So, but yeah, I think that works. We're both getting the same
Matt's getting it
tattoo.
on his arse. James is getting it on his back. The Wookiee from Jedi Fallen Order. Please Google that. Wookiee Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah, I
You
might put
will
in the artwork,
see.
actually. Might put in the artwork.
What we're talking about. The bet is set.
30th of August is when it comes out. So
Fucking hell, man.
I wonder when the
You're
embargo will
filming
be.
this, Sean. Are you going to film it with him?
I really want to. Yeah.
What I really want, actually, I was thinking about this on the weekend. I think we should be together regardless, James. So
Yeah.
I love the
mean-
fact that James is going to go, well, there's no tattoo places open past 5 o'clock in the village.
yeah. Yeah, James, you'll have to come to the UK.
Yeah,
for
I'm
this.
not. If
2
I
hours
lose
in.
this, I'm not getting it done in Germany. I'll come back to the
Yeah,
UK
yeah,
for that.
yeah.
Right,
We have to
right,
come to the UK and let's get a good tattooist to do this. I don't want to get like some 5 around the corner job. It'll be a disaster. Yeah, so you'll come over. We'll film it. We'll have a good old day together. Have maybe a weekend together. I'll have a tattoo on my arse. Yeah, lovely old job. Yeah.
That's
Okay.
the weekend.
So 30th of August, Friday the 30th of August. Yeah, the embargo will be in that week, wouldn't it? Maybe like
That
Wednesday
is
28th.
not. That is quite soon.
Might be Wednesday 28th. I reckon embargo a couple of days before, maybe. Exciting.
We haven't got time for questions
was
now.
gonna
It'd be
So
horrible,
just
wouldn't it? Because there'll be people we
Yeah.
know that are playing it, and it's just gonna be like, it's not looking good for you. Like,
I
this-
know. We will get to questions next week. Thanks for sending them in. We had loads of really good ones lined up, but this went on longer than even I thought it would. Let's get to socials, Matt. I feel awful. I feel shit. I just don't like this.
Mate, you're not getting a Wookiee on your ass.
Yeah, but I haven't pushed you into this. This was both of you of your own
Just
doing.
to clarify,
It's got-
James suggested a bet.
he suggested
and
the bet.
I was unfortunately you caught me on a day where I was feeling happy, content, and I was up for anything.
That's how they get you.
And if you caught me on a day I was feeling low, I'll be like, "Fuck off, James." You're
No.
an idiot."
No. The way it went
I not?
down is that James went, "I'll get a tattoo, no problem," and then you felt threatened by that,
Well, maybe it could be that as well.
and you were like, "Well, I'll get one as well then," and that's where we
well,
are now.
Anyway, I would love us to be together when the embargo drops. James, probably unlikely given time, and I think we absolutely have to be together for the weekend. I think all four of us should meet up for the weekend. We meet up, have some nice food, get tattoos on Saturday. Love your job.
If Ubisoft are listening, right, can you send me code?
What?
Just
You
send me code. Just send me code, early code, because me playing this game early, knowing what's gonna happen, will make this show a million times better. Okay, thank you.
Okay, on
Thank
to the
you.
socials. So this week we're going to be recording the Patreon bonus show. So if you're at the £4.50 and above tier, you get to listen to it. If you're at the £8.50 and above tier, you get to watch it. Not live, but it'll be out later in the week. On Thursday, Sean is he's being a bit naughty. He's making a non-Lego, ornithopter from June
Get
2.
kicked off Twitch for illegal content.
Yeah. It's a plastic brick model of the ornithopter from June 2. That is Thursday night from 9 p.m. on twitch.tv/TCGSCO. On Friday night, it's Dark Souls 3 with James Farley, also at the same place. And on Sunday night, we are finally, unless anything bad happens, we're finally getting to Sonic versus Sonic. the Choose Your Own Adventure Patreon stream for $8.50 and above.
I hope it's
Patreon
good after all
supporters.
this.
It better bloody be, yes.
I feel like we need a backup plan just in case.
Yeah, maybe I'll dive us.
Yeah,
But if you're a
I'll
Patreon subscriber, up that tier, and even the earlier tiers of the bonus show, messages will be going out in the week for you to listen to it and or watch it, depending on what you want to do. They're all our streams, Patreon and otherwise. If you're on Amazon Prime and you've got a Twitch account, yeah, that's the one. You got Twitch Prime Gaming. Connect your account, you get 1 free sub, and we really appreciate if you went to our channel and gave us your free sub. You can't keep it. You have to give it to someone. Why not give it to us? I mentioned Patreon, and the website is tcgs.co for links to our amazing Discord community, which is getting better every single day. Love everyone over there. We've got the store for you, James Farley t-shirts, links to our socials, probably other stuff on there I've forgotten. That is it.
Thank you so much for living it. We will catch you next week for some more gaming chit chat. Plenty more Harold Halibut. So look forward to that.
Can't wait.
No more tattoo chat. We'll see you then. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.